Hey guys, how you doing? Just How's everyone doing today? Or anyone doing today? Hey Gear, how are you? By the way, do you have any candy left? I'm guessing not. Before everyone gets here, I'm trying to get everything here. And Hey Mike, how are you? I need to lift you guys up just a hair higher. There we go. Oh, sorry. That's a little bit better. Now I can not have you facing up. How you doing, Mike? So how's everybody's weekend? I'm tired. I'm doing all right. A little tired. A little bit tired. Been very busy for the past week or so, trying to get a lot of projects done that I'm in the middle of. So I want to try and clear my schedule so I can do new projects. Yeah, I'm dreading going to work tomorrow too. It's Monday. I mean, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Uh-oh. Oh, Courtney's looking in the closet. Yeah, Gear, Mondays do suck, date. And I don't know what it is. Courtney likes Mondays.
They go fast.
Hey, Jack, how are you? How's the little lady doing? And how are you doing with juggling schedules, I should say? How many more days till Thanksgiving? I know that Thanksgiving's on Thursday, but I don't know what the day is this year.
Less than a month. I think it's like the 23rd.
Yeah, almost a month. Not close enough for me to worry about it yet. I still have a couple vacation days.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Mike says hello.
Hi.
I smell the cat. Did you put his hairspray on?
Yes, I did. I put a little extra on there.
Did a lot of his hair come out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Gear, you got all your vacation back? I guess you guys get that for like the third. I guess your fiscal year starts in October, I guess. My boss, he goes, like if you're hired in June you get your vacation, and then it's like every January after that you get it. But now that he started a new, what's the name of it? I'm losing my mind here. Now that since I work for a small company, he used to just write the checks right in the office, so it was no big deal. But now he actually has a payroll service, so now we actually accrue by our hours worked, which works great for me because I end up getting more vacation than anyone else. You know, so if I want more vacation, I just work more. So, Gear says, hi. Hey, Rebel, how are you? Hi, my friends. I'm out to dinner. I'll try to join later. No problem, Rebel. Whatever you need to do, it's all right. Enjoy dinner. A McRib, ew. That has to be one of the worst things that McDonald's ever made, was the McRib. Yeah. Gear Runner says, hey, why does my phone not want? Okay, I'll stay back here because my phone is being weird.
Already starting.
No, it's going in and out of focus for some reason. Maybe there's some dirt on it or something. Rebel says something I already read. Jack said, I'm good, guys. I'm working tonight. Wife is doing okay. That's great to hear. You know, if you need anything, let us know. You know, we're here for you, buddy. Mike says, having a McRib, ew. Hey, is that guy that don't have good taste in food, Justin? Yes, it would have to be if he's having a McRib, especially voluntarily. Your runner says, my hire date was October. Oh, that's good.
So was mine.
So was Courtney's.
October 30th.
October 30th. What was your hire date, Gear? Mike says, good to hear, Jack. Gear says, good to hear, Jack. Jack says, thanks, guys. No problem, sir. We're here for you. Mike says, I'm self-employed, so I have to work every day. But do you like doing your job? Because if so, then it's not work. How'd you hurt yourself?
The wood attacked me.
Courtney got hurt playing with my wood.
Hey.
Jack says, thanks, guys. Mike's self-employed. Jack says, how is your mom, Edge? She's... There you guys go. She's doing okay. She definitely needs... She needs help, but, you know, if you're reluctant to accept help, it doesn't work. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I made a bunch of food for the next couple weeks. Each weekend I try and make two things, like two big pots of stuff, like chili or soup or something like that. So I put them in 1-quart containers and then put them in the freezer so she can take one or two out so she can have different things in between, like a Stouffer's meal or something like that. So I guess she's doing okay. I'm trying to type to myself for some reason.
Tell yourself hi. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Gear Runner says, I love McRibs. Oh, no. They're nasty. I don't even like the sauce they put on them.
But then again, we've been out of the fast food game for a long while.
I didn't even like them when they first came out.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't eat it. Seriously, they taste like sponge.
Yeah, the texture of them was horrible. I didn't like it at all.
But you guys enjoy.
Yeah,
More
have fun.
for you. Hi, Jack.
Mike says, "Aw, come on, hating on the McRib all day long, buddy."
Sorry, dude.
Yep.
More for you, though.
Your runner says, I had 2 McRibs tonight, which means you're going to have 2 poops in the morning.
Wow.
Good luck with that. I hope it all works out. Gear says October 20th. 10 days apart. Look at you guys.
Aww. This is my 13th year.
Yeah, I'm going on my 13th year, too. Gear's going on like his 23rd year or something. Dan the Carman says, hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey Dan, how are you?
How's it going?
Mike says, hey Dan, Gear Runner retracted a message. Dan the Mopar Man. Dan the Mopar Car Man. There we go. So far my week has not been very good. I only worked 2 days. My lower back is killing me. I got injured inside the apartment and my car is acting up again. So now not a good week for me. But I got a question. Is your phone working so you can call for help?
That's a good question.
I mean, inquiring minds want to know. Gear Runner says, hey Dan. Jack says, hello Courtney. Mike says, sucks Dan. It does. You know, you might want to look into getting a different job if they're only giving you 2 days a week. Or at least another job. Dan says, yep, Mike, you said it. Sucks. Gear Runner says, nope, they don't do that to me. Man, you must have an iron stomach. I used to eat like that too, and my age caught up with me. Talk to me in 3 years, Gear. Gear says, it was my 21st year. Well, congrats, sir.
Aww.
Congrats. You've been there as long as my youngest child. Um, Dan the Mopar Carman says McRibs gear? Really? I feel sorry for your stomach. My stomach loves them, Dan.
My stomach loves tacos.
Yeah, but your butt don't.
My butt's fine.
You're telling
Your butt don't.
You're telling me that you eat Taco Bell and you're not right
No,
in the bathroom.
I'm not. You keep saying that, and it does not happen. I don't know where. Just because it happens to you.
Is it me? You're buffering a lot. That could be.
Whoa.
Just jumped all the way to the top.
Stop it.
But see, no,
Don't report anybody.
Don't want to report Mike. Well, Brian, considering I just bought a brand new LG V40, which, by the way, is amazing. Yes, I'm good to go there.
Excellent.
Great job. I'm glad you finally broke down and got a real phone on a real network so that you could really use it. So, at least we know you're going to be safe. Well, today or tomorrow, I'm putting in for a nerd job, and I'm finally getting my normal hours back. Well, that's good. Definitely a good thing. Right, Bilbo? Oh, we gotta get your eye boogies, Belle. We need to get him in for a shot again. Let's see. Scott S., how are you doing, sir?
Hey, Scott.
Hello, Brian and Courtney. Hey, Scott, from Mike. So, do you guys have Halloween plans?
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
When's Halloween?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Want to do it live?
It's going to be a good day on Wednesday. I might be calling out of work on Thursday. So, Dave, if you're on here, I might be calling out of work. Or, OMG Stacy, I might not be there on Thursday. It's going to be 71.
Seriously?
Yeah. You know how much work I could get done in my shop for a whole day at 71 degrees?
You need to take a day off.
Yeah, but not to work in my shop.
But you enjoy it.
Yeah, but that would be fun.
Exactly. That's what you do on your hobby time.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand how it's work.
Gear Runner says, nope, it's a work night. Last night I ate Little Caesars pizza. Oh my gosh. I had the worst gas in the world. My stomach felt like a bloated bomb. Yikes.
For sharing.
Well, sorry to hear that, Dan. Take Gas X. That might help you.
And don't eat Little Caesars anymore.
I was going to say, don't eat Little Caesars. Make your own food. It's cheaper. It's better for you. And when you get that new, if you're interviewing for another job, go in and tell your other boss what happened and just blow up his office.
Whoa.
Because he can't get mad at you for a physical issue. I'm just saying. Sometimes intestinal problems could be a blessing. Just saying.
I'm not really sure how it's a blessing. Both parties lose. Just saying.
Wow, Scott's fine with the McRib also.
Guess we're the only weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about eating pork that doesn't have pork texture, doesn't have...
Well, then let's go with the chicken nuggets. They're chicken sponge is what they are. Because they're not chicken meat either.
I don't really eat them either. I don't really...
I don't really eat them, but can you get me a 20-piece and a large fry and a Coke?
Well, if I go to McDonald's, I get that because that's the only thing that doesn't give me the poops.
No. Yes. No, everything gives you the poops.
Yeah, but not that. I'll be harvesting on Halloween, weather permitting. What are we harvesting?
Good question.
Mike Roten says McRibs. I don't like them.
We know that. We got the memo.
I mean, I don't even like the roll they're on.
Yeah, I don't either.
Then the carman says, yeah, today when I was driving my car, I noticed its temperature gauge was not moving, so I wonder if the thermostat might be busted or on it. Which one surprises me in the least. This car has been nothing This car sucks. It's been a pain in the butt since the day I bought it.
Better than taking the bus.
Since I bought the damn thing. Halloween is this Wednesday, and yes, that's when I start my work week, so yes, I am working. Well, you don't have to deal with kids coming to your house. You won't be there. You get paid to not deal with the kids. What do you think?
Some people enjoy that.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't enjoy it. It's just, you know, they come to the house, and you're like, oh, here, pick some candy, and they, like, dump the bowl. It's like, no, get out of my house.
Yeah, that was the last time people came to our house trick-or-treating.
Yes.
One stop, they took all our candy. I said, all right, we're done here.
Yep.
Forever.
Mm-hmm. So now, no light goes on, nothing. Might even put up caution tape this year called
Yeah.
decorations.
We didn't really have that many trick-or-treaters anyway.
No, we normally only
I
had,
think that's twice ever. So 50% of the time they took our candy.
yeah, 50% of the time they robbed us for candy. Kind of like what Gear did to all the kids at his house.
Oh!
Dan says, make McRib's garbage food of McDonald's. Of course, then again, McDonald's food, in my opinion, is garbage. Last time I tried eating their food, I almost threw up. Yeah. Hey, Des, how are you doing, sir? Hello. I was going to be Throb for Halloween, but I can only fit 12 cars in my driveway. That's funny. Well, hey, just park them all at that other house that you're building. I mean, there's plenty of room there. Mike says, hey, Des. Jack says, listening mode only. Working on the machine. Thank you for all the support. Can't thank you all enough. You're welcome, sir. Anytime. Des says, hi to Mike and Jack. Jack says, hi to Des. Gear says, hey, Des. So, I don't know. Do we have any actual plans for the other upcoming holidays?
What, like Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
We'll probably go over to my friend's house.
Des says, I'm sore. I think I have a broken rib. Well, Des, I got a question. Can you take a deep breath or a partially deep breath? Because if you can borderline laugh, cry, breathe,
Hiccup?
if you sneeze and it doesn't feel like somebody stabbed you, you're good. You just bruised it. You might have separated it, though. Dan says, so, Brian, are you saying the next time I have to fart, I should have a lighter and light my farts on fire and fart in front of him? That might work. No, because
That's entertaining, though.
it's entertaining, but now you're borderline assault and arson. You can't do that.
Wait. Say that again.
It's like borderline assault or
Arson.
or arson. Yes, exactly. So I don't think you can do that.
That's funny.
Gear Runner says, my wife got her finger shutting her brother's truck door last night and broke it.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Man.
I'm hoping it was the pinky.
You know.
If you have to pick one, I would say the pinky. Because you can do anything like this. The pinkies, you don't need them. I mean, not one character in a cartoon has one. So, and they get along just fine.
That's a good point.
I hope she's doing better, though, Gear. Des says, when I laugh or try to move, it hurts very bad. Well, yeah, you could have. Or, like I said, you could have separated it or bruised it. But
It hurts really bad.
it hurts when you break
For
a
a
rib.
long time. I don't even think mine's ever the same when I broke it.
Oh, Gear, that sucks. He said, yeah, it completely latched, too.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had that happen to me as a kid, but on a sliding glass door. When, you know how you walk out, you pull it, and then you try and get your hand out? Well, I didn't. And when it slammed shut, the lock went down, and I got stuck in the sliding glass door.
Amazing.
Sucked. Really bad. Because I got yelled at for banging on the door.
Excellent childhood memories.
Mike Roten says, is it broke gear? I think we, yes, I think it is broke. Des says, hey, Gear Runner says, yeah, Mike, it looks pretty bad. Pretty bad. Well, she knows how to fix it. Or at least,
Thing.
you know.
Is she gonna be out of work? I hope not, but at the same time, I hope so. Alright.
The middle finger right behind the knuckle, like back there.
Here? There.
All right.
Either way, that hurts.
Now, I just got a question. How did she break the one in the middle? I could see if it was just like the top of her finger, but that's weird that this one would break and none of the other ones. I mean, I could understand maybe the pinky because
No,
it's...
the middle one's the biggest. So if it's the biggest, it's gonna take the biggest hit.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't think there was... If you're locking the... If the door is fully closing...
I would think all of them would be broken.
That's what I'm saying. She got very lucky.
Yeah. All right, the dog needs me.
Scott S. says, Brian, I do love pork chops done properly on the grill.
Ooh.
Harvesting corn and soybeans. Corn and soybean.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a good time.
And I agree. If you make ribs the right way on the grill to where you can snap through the skin, but it's still tender on the inside and has that sticky glaze on it, I would eat that and pay for it. Physically. Because I can't eat pork. My body rejects it now for some reason. That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah.
Mike Roten says, ouch, man, that's bad. Gear says, it was her middle finger right behind the knuckle. Des says, it's been hurting for 3 days. Well, Des, I'll let you know. If you did break your rib, first off, they're not going to do anything for you. Because they don't do that anymore.
No.
Not unless it's moving around or it's in an area where it could possibly cause some kind of harm to an organ or an artery. And other than that, you seriously just let it heal and it could take months. It gradually gets better, but for like the first 2 weeks, it feels like it just happened every time you breathe. So, but yeah, it sucks. Dan says, lucky for me, Brian, I have a 2-story apartment, so I literally can watch these kids and tell them to buzz off. FYI, I don't like the kids in my neighborhood. They're dumb, stupid, and I'm not going to say that last word. But you know what? We don't always make good decisions. I mean, I'm sure we've made plenty of bad ones ourselves. Gear says, nope, she's still going to work, Courtney.
Aw, what a trooper. Girl power.
Closer to the knuckle, it was touching the knuckle. Oh, so basically where it goes up like that, where the knuckle is, did it just take off like the top part of, because they're all like shaped like Ys, and then you have the knuckle joints in there. So did it just break off one of them little pieces, or did it break like the actual finger bone right there? I was there. They went and seen Halloween while I was doing my live stream Friday. Sorry to say this, Gear, but it's all her fault. She should have waited to go with you.
Oh!
Mike Roten says, dang, that sucks, Gear. Tell her we are sorry. Yeah, I do feel bad that she got hurt, but I mean, she should have went with her own private rescue ranger. Everything would have been fine. Dan says, I lost track of how many vehicles Rob had. Was it 500 now or so? It is 1,000. I can't remember. LOL. Don't know.
Daily.
Gear says, it was Friday night, not last night. I lost track of my days. Yeah, I know the feeling. Gear Runner says, I sure will, Mike. Brandon says, hello, Brian. Hello, Brandon. How are you? Gear Runner Mike says, hello to Brandon. Brandon says, hello, Gear Dan Dez. Mike, how you doing? Dez says, the way it happened, I was pushing something on the merry-go-round and I let go of it and got launched through the air. Then yeah, and is it like your bottom 3 ribs Because if so, you probably just separate them. You just messed up a tendon. There's a lot of nerves down there. So even if you bruise it, it feels like you broke something. Oh, the finger bone, says Gear. That's exactly what I said, Brian. Wow. Sorry to hear that, though. I hope she feels better.
You'll get it.
I mean, she's just going to have one of them stupid little metal blue splints on it with some tape. You know, you don't really do anything for it. So, I mean, she's just going to have to deal with it for probably 3 to 4 weeks and then go in, have another x-ray. They're going to say, yep, it's okay, take it off, and then she'll be fine. At least that's what I think. Mike Roten says, ouch, Des. Man, been a bad weekend for injuries. I was in my shop all weekend and did not get hurt.
Congratulations.
Didn't get hurt. Everybody else got hurt for me. I would like to thank everybody.
Wow, Brian.
Because I am the most accident-prone person. For me to have a wood shop is probably the stupidest thing I could do. Just saying. That's why I've stayed in the bed all weekend, Mike. Your runner says she just wrapped it up. Yeah, that's all you can really do. Just make sure you keep the swelling down, and it'll all come back to normal eventually. It might be a little bit disformed, you know, like this one. It might not look straight, but look, it still works. David Westergaard, Edge, Gear, Mike, everyone. Hey, how you doing? Brandon says, how's the truck search going, Edge? Honestly, I haven't even looked this week. I've had so much stuff to do. I've been so busy. I really haven't done anything with that. On top of just getting back to work, getting the bill situation fixed because, you know, I didn't really get paid for the time I was out. Because New Jersey says if you're going to be out, you have to be out the full 6 weeks to be entitled to the 6 weeks. If not, you don't get paid for 10 days. So, you know, me being out, let's see, me being out 14 days, I got paid for 2. So, yeah, I got paid nothing. Which, by the way, I literally got paid nothing because they still haven't sent me my debit card with the money yet. Deer Runner says, hey, David. Mike Roten says, LOL, I told my wife you sounded like you were lounging on the bed. Sounds like fun to me. I'd like to go up and go to bed. Maybe I should have done the live stream from up there, but if I did, Courtney would have fell asleep.
Yep.
Mike says, hey, David. Gear says, LOL. Gear Runner says, it was true, Mike. It was true. Then the Mopar man says, ouch, Gear. Poor Pam. Then Gear says, yep. And Mike Roten says, how's the Great White North treating you, David? Yeah, how's it doing? I don't think the weather is that bad up there yet. I think you guys had a dusting or something, but, you know, I don't think you got all that bad of weather. Gear Runner says, live streams from the bed. I know a little about those, LOL. Yeah, you do. You do have a little bit of knowledge in that department. I got chunks of resin in my sock. It's not that comfortable.
All over the chair and the carpet over here in case you wanted to know.
Oh yeah, Courtney said I made a mess all over the house. But
I think I just vacuumed.
yeah. And the Tennessee Volunteers broke my heart. I'm injured too. LOL. Gear says Gators too, Mike. Gators too. David said, not bad. Been doing a bedroom reno all weekend. A bit ticked off, but I'll get over it. It's much cooler here today. Not over 40, I don't think. I think we were mid-50s. So, I mean, we're not doing great. But, I mean, it could be a lot worse this time of year. So, we'll see. King of the Crease, what's up? How are you doing, sir? Mike Roten says it's just 43 here in North Carolina, David. 43. Gare says, tell Courtney to do some woman's work and clean that mess up, Brian.
Brian, take care of my business.
I'm not going to do that, Gare. Not going to do it. Everybody's saying hi to King. And I really have something stuck in the shoe and it hurts.
You want your other shoes?
It might actually be stuck in my sock. Brandon says, yo, King. Whatever it is, I can't find it. I mean, I got plenty of stuff stuck on and in my sock, but...
Yeah, put it on the floor right there. Thanks.
Yep. Courtney will get that later. Dirt, dirt, dirt. King saying hi to Mike, Gear, and Brandon. Dan the Carman says, hey guys, I'll be back. I need to get an ice pack because my lower back is killing me right now. Dan, next time that you go to any store, check out BioFreeze. It works very well.
It's amazing. Expensive, but amazing.
Yes. Mike Rorton said Rams 23, Packers 20, starting the fourth quarter. Gear is laughy cryy faces. And Brandon says, Edge, when are you going to be on Tool Test Raw? I don't think I ever will be. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I will be. I really don't. Courtney's keeping the dog quiet. Ish. Mike says, see you, Dan. He'll be back in a second. Don't worry about it, Mike.
Like 2 seconds.
He might even be back now.
Yeah.
He'll probably be the next comment.
Oops. Bring it here.
So,
Bring it here. So what are you gonna be for Halloween there, babe?
I'm not going to be anything for Halloween. And honestly, Brandon, I haven't even watched any of the World Series. I normally try to at least watch the World Series. Haven't done it this year. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win. See, there he is. Dan's back. Gear Runner says, I might, Brandon. I mean, I kind of hope Boston does. I mean, it would be nice, but it would also be nice for... It's LA, right? It would be nice for LA too, also. So, I mean, whoever wins out of this is, you know, it's been a long time coming for the both of them. So, Mike Roten says, pretty much, been a beatdown, Brandon. Yeah, from what I've heard, it's not been all that interesting to watch, shall I say. If it goes 18 innings again, I won't watch it at all. Yeah, I wouldn't either. One of my first Phillies games I ever went to, it was a doubleheader, and they both won 11 innings. Sucked. I got there at like noon, and the second game didn't get over until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous.
Drop it. Drop.
Dan says, I really don't watch baseball at all. For me, it's just too boring. Yeah, Mike, the LA manager is terrible. But you know what? I mean, if the manager is terrible, I mean, you should... I mean, granted, it has a lot to do with who they put in. But, I mean, you also got to think the players have something to do with it, too. So, I mean, regardless of who gets put in, if you're in a World Series team, the players should be able to handle themselves also. You know, they shouldn't just, like, go all to crap because they don't like their manager. You know, I mean, unless, like, they put in the third string, then, you know, that's understandable. But,
Why is this in here?
because I still have to take that Brendan says the real loser of the series is Joe Buck, worst announcer ever. I really miss the old Phillies announcer. I do. That's just one of them iconic voices. Oh yeah. He just died 2 years ago. So yeah, he's probably the only announcer that you heard for the Phillies. Don't forget to hit the like button, says Mike. Thank you very much, sir. Then he said don't, because at first he was talking about the Department of Transportation. Mike says don't do it. Brandon says LA gave up 9 runs in the last 3 innings of the game last night. How do you do that? I mean, seriously. And let's see. You're saying the last 3 innings? I mean, most teams have 4 or 5 pitchers. You could put in a new pitcher every inning. Almost every other out. And you couldn't get out of these innings? I mean, come on. Yeah, now I understand what you mean about a horrible manager. Yeah, I mean, if you get stuck in there and you're tired and you feel like crap and you're just not doing a good job, I mean, you should be able to yank yourself. I mean, just saying.
You said yank yourself.
I mean,
the Yankees, then.
I mean, seriously, if you're doing that bad, I mean, you gotta at least be able to like walk off the mound and be like, "Yo, coach, I suck. Can you pull me? You're killing my ERA." I mean, so it's like you got to be able to at some point. I mean, I got you beat, Mike. I already hit the like button. They used 7 pitchers during that time. How do you use 7 pitchers and still let up 9 runs? Oh my God, that is horrible. I mean, could they just not put it over the plate and just kept walking people? I mean, at that point, at least take out the batters and hit somebody to put them on the base. I mean, like hit them in the leg, give them a Charlie horse so that they can't run when they come up after sitting down. I mean, do something to help yourself. I mean, it's the last games of the season. It's not going to mess up your record that bad. I got to be honest, who really watches baseball that much anymore? Honestly, Dan, if I had the time, I would definitely. I actually like watching baseball. I like watching baseball, but not football. Figure that one out.
There's a difference.
I don't know. I guess there's baseball people and there's football people. I'm not a football person. Courtney's just not a sports person.
Nope. Ballet is sports.
Courtney likes ballet. But I mean, from what Brandon's saying, I mean, that's kind of what LA was doing last night.
Ballet. It's very graceful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably the Red Sox because they were just twirling around the bases. I like football, can't stand baseball. Last time I tried watching baseball, I fell asleep. Sorry to hear that. I really like baseball, Dan, but you're right. Viewership is way down in recent years. I remember when, actually in Philadelphia, that's the good thing about Philadelphia teams, is they really do, get behind their teams. Not always in the best way, mind you, but they always get behind their teams. So, that being said, I mean, there are a lot of people that watch the Philadelphia sports. I mean, all the way down to the lacrosse team. The lacrosse team has almost as many views as the Phillies and the Eagles. It's like they have a huge watch base. Along with, I think is it the Kicks, their soccer team? Them too. I'm a Braves fan, Brandon, so I haven't had much to watch. LOL. You know what? Atlanta has had its issues in the past 5 years, and I don't know. I mean, my team's no better. I mean, I like on the Marlins. So, but I haven't watched them in I don't know how many years, so I don't even know who's playing for their team anymore. Brandon says, "Hey, Richard Gardner," and Richard Gardner says, "Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I just got back from my mom's house."
Richard!
Dan says, "Courtney is a bit of an oddball anyway. LOL."
Yep.
Yeah, she's from Oregon.
Hey!
She was over there near that Portland area. They're all weird.
Yep.
I mean, come on. It's written on the side of a building. Keep Portland weird. I mean. Mike says hi to Gardner. Gear Runner says pitching got to be good in baseball. It's just one strikeout after another. So they need to allow steroids. LOL. Yeah, I don't think so. But I will tell you if you have a good pitcher and you have a good hitter, like say you have somebody like back in the old days, like, which I know people are going to hate me for it, like Pete Rose or Mike Schmidt or even Darren Daulton. For being a catcher, Darren Daulton did phenomenal for his batting percentage. So, or if you have like a Sheffield or a Sosa or a Ken Griffey, I mean, you have people that are that good, they can hit anywhere over the plate. So it really doesn't matter how well it does matter how well you pitch, but that becomes kind of a moot point if you have a phenomenal batter against them. But your lineup isn't going to be phenomenal batters, so I understand what you mean by if you have a great pitcher. You know, if you have one in your lineup that can hit them, it doesn't matter because, the other 8 or 9, it's just... they're all out. It's going to be 2-3 innings even before you get back to the guy that can actually hit. Gear Runner says Yankees fan here. Ooh. Oh, okay. How do you go from Florida to New York?
How do you go from Phillies to Marlins?
Well, I was never really a Phillies fan.
Let's just get that straight.
Yeah, I've never really been a Phillies fan. Yes, McGuire, Sosa, they were the good old days. Yeah, and then you also had people like Canseco. I mean, honestly, at that point, the Athletics, they were dominating with McGuire and Canseco. And then you had the Mariners about the same time that had Griffey and Sheffield, I believe. They were dominating. They could both hit and they could both play the field. And then about that same time, the Phillies were still doing halfway decent. But, there wasn't really anybody else that was doing that great except for my team. But, around that same time is when they bought all them good people off the other teams. They literally bought the World Series twice. So, if you have the money, you have the money, right? Haha, Mike Roten, they did all right this year. There you go. Oh, Barry Bonds.
Babe Ruth. I'm just gonna get on that conversation.
Yeah, Courtney yelled out Babe Ruth. Yeah, if you're gonna get in, if you're gonna get into like that area, you have to have Cy Young, Sandy Koufax. You got to bring out all those people. You got to bring
Reggie or something like that.
There was a lot of Reggies that played baseball.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you got to go back to the 50s when they had the Pilots. The Pilots were a phenomenal team back in the 50s.
50s was a good era.
It was. Don Mattingly was my favorite player of all time. All right, well, I'll give that to you. Mattingly was good. He was. Jeter wasn't bad. But the Yankees had their they did have quite a few rough seasons. Let's see, the Tigers, they had some good people back in the day. I honestly think back from like 1990 to like 98, baseball was good to watch because every team had somebody. Now, it's like 2 teams have people. That's it.
Aw.
It's just ridiculous. It's like the old radio show, buy, trade, and sell. I mean, they would just, buy this person, then the other team would get somebody, so they would trade it for like 3 or 4 third string, halfway decent people, just so that the other person wouldn't have them. It's all money now.
It's always like that now, hon. Doesn't matter what you're talking about.
Richard watches Scottish sporting and WWE wrestling. Well, I'd hate to admit it, but WWE is the World Wrestling Entertainment for a reason. It's because it's all scripted. But
Entertaining.
yeah.
To some.
Brandon says, I remember that Bonds error. I'm a Giants fan. Yeah, I mean, and then that's when you had Cal Ripken Sr., Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, you could pick somebody good from every team. I mean, come on. Bo Jackson played 3 different sports and did good at it. Michael Jordan played multiple sports and did good at it. And, I mean, it's like, come on. But now, it's like, I don't know.
Ryan's on a soapbox.
I'm just saying.
Fired up.
Late 80s, early 90s, phenomenal baseball. Like, you had Darren Dalton, Lenny Dykstra, Mike Schmidt. The Phillies were phenomenal in 86 and 87. They had an awesome team.
Didn't we just win the World Series like 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, but
That was more like 8 years ago.
they sold off half their players.
Well,
I mean, they won. They got rid of half their team. Don Mattingly is the Marlins manager now. Yeah, he is. Gear Runner says, yup. Richard says, 49ers are my favorite team. Dan the Mopar Man says, that is true. Oregon people are a little off anyway. LOL.
too much fresh air.
Yes, Griffey was the man. I fully agree. I do. He did great. I mean, he could play the field. He could hit. I mean, he could do anything. Pete Rose got robbed there. I said it. You know what? And that's the thing. Just because he did something like that, I understand, but he was still a phenomenal player. I think he deserves more than what he got. It really sucks because he was a great player. I mean, when he played for Cincinnati, when he coached and everything, I mean, it just all comes down to you make one mistake and you mess up your life. Gear said he really did, Mike. Edge, your Marlins are one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yep.
There's one day that they were a AAA club, had more attendance than they did.
Wow.
You know what? And honestly, as soon as they went to Tampa Bay, that's when it happened. When they were down in Pro Player Stadium for 9.5, 10 years, they were a phenomenal team. People paid to go see them. But now, yeah, and I admit it, my team sucks. Horrible. Because they bought the World Series, sold their team, they have nothing. Actually, their AAA team is probably about a third of their lineup right now. Dan says, Richard, you like the 49ers? I am so sorry. LOL. Gear Runner said, Brandon says, Gear Runner, I'm surprised that the Yankees did not make the series. You know what? I think the problem was the Yankees were a good team, but they weren't consistent this year. I mean, they really weren't consistent. And didn't they have a lot of people in the DL? So, Gear Runner says, I think you can coach the Tennessee Titans better and make them win. There you go. Gear Runner says, Canseco will always be remembered for the home run that bounced off his head. Oh,
Holy
I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, you need to look up that highlight reel. You really need to.
okay.
But he also he could hit a home run. He just couldn't catch one. That was hilarious. Gear Runner. Gear Runner says, "I am too, Brandon, and I probably could, Gardner. LOL." Guys, you're completely losing me in regards to baseball. Sorry, Dan. Gear says, "It really was, Brandon." Gear says, you need to be more diversified, Dan. Yes. See, now like me, I don't watch any sport anymore. So there's no diversity there. I just don't do it.
Olympics with me.
Yeah, I watch the Olympics.
It's all about the gymnasts.
Yes. I like watching the gymnasts.
Same.
My favorite player was probably Willie Mays. Another good player. Man, back in the day, I mean, yeah, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. I mean, it was awesome. And they were doing that with none of anything that we had nowadays. They just did it off pure skill and being good at what they did. You know, I mean, there's a reason that it took that long for people to break some of their records. Nolan Ryan was the man at pitching. Gear, you are correct. And actually, up until 3 years ago, he could still throw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. I think it was 3 years ago when I read that. I forgot when it was. It might have even been longer than that. I'm losing track of years now. But he can still throw better than anybody. He just can't throw a lot. He came out and he threw a first pitch for something, and it was like 102 miles an hour straight down the plate. It's like, oh my God. In my opinion, both sports have lost really good players. Today's players aren't nearly as good as the past players. I agree. So does Gear. Jeter was a good player. Not sure what he is doing as the Marlins owner, though. Well, you see,
Yeah, I think we're already.
he's got one hell of a write-off. I mean, Throb Nation says, "Yo, Edges, all." How you doing, Throb? Gear says, "He's running them into the ground, Brandon." Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he came out doing something shady, too. I mean, you never know nowadays. Gear Runner says, "Hey, Rob." Richard Gardner says, "Steph Curry is pretty good, too." There you go. Gear Runner said, "Chucky told me he likes watching you in the shower." That's really creepy, Richard. Throb Nation says, "This is Krista. Hi, guys." Why, hello, Krista. How you doing?
Hi, Krista.
Courtney says, "Hi." Brendan says, "I think he is at Gear Runner, maybe doing this to eventually move the team out of Florida. The A's have tried this in the past." You know what? It's very possible, but where would they go? Thought Nation says, "Hey, you Gear." Hashtag it's Krista. Mike Orton says, "What? I stepped away for a minute and wrestling is fixed?" Yes, sir. Definitely. Brandon says, "Hey, at Throb Nation." Gear Runner says, "We take showers together, Gardner. LOL. Mike Orton says, "Hey, Krista, how you doing?" Gear Runner says, "Didn't think about that, Brandon." Hey, Brandon says, Krista. Richard Gardner says, "Gear Runner." He's laughy, cry, facey thingy. And Gear Runner says, "Hi, Rob." Richard Gardner says, "Shaquille O'Neal, another good basket player." Yes, he is. Now, that's somebody that should have probably played multiple sports, but I don't know. Griffey did it the right way, too. No drama or off-the-field distractions. No, he said, "I'm waking up this morning, I play baseball, I'm going to practice, I'm going to go hit the ball, I'm going to go catch the ball." That's what he did. He played baseball. Bottom line. And I fully agree with you on that. It's ridiculous. Richard Gardner says, why do you wear Halloween costumes all year long? Because he's Richard. Garner. And I agree. Jordan is the best of all time. He did pretty well for himself. Mike Roten says, yeah, Pete shouldn't be denied the Hall of Fame. I don't think so either. But I do think that he shouldn't be allowed to do anything with the MLB anymore. I mean, I do agree with that.
What happened?
He managed the team and he bet against them and he was throwing teams and paying bookies. I mean, name it. He got himself in the hole and he had to get out. So he
fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically
Not smart.
screwed his team for his own benefit. Throb Nation says, King Roten, sup? Mike Roten says, sup, Throb Nation? Throb Nation, hey, from King of the Crease. Just finished dinner, Throb Nation said. Tennessee Titans used to be the Oilers, Richard Gardner says. Wow. Rebel Rouser says, Rouser's back. Gear Runner says, so you went and got a McRib, Justin. Oh, the McRib again. Mike Roten says, Packers 27, Rams 26. For some reason, that team, every time I say it, them two teams together, it just doesn't sound right. Throb Nation says, Justin! Brandon says, yo, Justin! Rebel Rouser says, I just puked, Andy. Well, it's the McRib. Mike Roten says, how is your McRib, Justin? Rebel says, Throbber, sup? How you doing? Gear Runner says, oh, I love the Olympics. It's all about the swimming. You know, I don't mind the swimming. I like the diving.
I like all the cool stuff.
I like the diving. I like the gymnastics and like all the gymnasts and all that stuff because I used to do that, believe it or not. But now being 43, having my butt over my head just does not seem like the right thing to do. So, but I really like watching the gymnastics. I really do. I'm always impressed with the guys on the rings and the girl.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Rebel says, hey, Brandon. Rebel says, heck no, Mike. Throb Nation says, Justin, you puked? You puked Andy? What? Rebel, the McRib Rouser. Wow.
Drop it.
Richard Gardner says, I ate the Nightmare Burger at Burger King and it was nasty. Why would you intentionally eat something that says Nightmare on it? Just saying. The Olympics are great. It's all about the women's beach volleyball. Now, see, me and Courtney both like that too. We do.
Love them couple. That's a power couple right there.
What?
Those two women that play volleyball?
Oh, yeah. The USA girl?
Names.
Yeah.
Kelly or something like that? I can't remember. Drop it.
Mike is calling Justin McRouser. Rebel says, LOL. Add a comma, Rob. Rebel Rouser says, oh my god. Throb Nation says, LOL. Gear Runner says, Nolan Ryan wore out Robin Ventura's head one time too. I gotta tell you, I really like Nolan Ryan. There was another pitcher that I loved, and he played 2 games and 1 or 2 games in Major League, and he was for the Phillies, and his name was Pat Combs. He was a left-handed, one-handed pitcher, and he was phenomenal.
Is that Sean Combs' cousin?
No, it was not P. Diddy's cousin.
Shocking.
Gear Runner says, I want to change my answer to Brandon's answer about the Olympics. LMAO. Mike Roten says, LOL. Hashtag scary runner. Haha Gear says, Brandon, WWE is the longest running TV show on the network. Well, it depends on what network you're talking about. But yes, they had to change from the WWF because it basically came out that it was entertainment because there was a lot of fake crap going on. So that's why they went to the WWE. So, I had the same look as the chicken when you said wrestling is fixed. Yes, it's that wrestling. Oliver Closeoff, the McRib has 70 ingredients. I'm sure it does. And not a damn one of them is meat. Oh.
That's disgusting.
Hey, Oliver Closeoff, why don't you type up all them ingredients?
Is one of them plastic? Just wondering.
You'd be surprised what's in a lot of your food. Courtney, if Edge says my last name wrong again, just smack him for me. All right, Richard Gardner. Gear Runner, my girlfriend used to have the same look as that chicken too, Mike. Mike says, LOL. How's Brian and Courtney doing? Oliver, we are well. We're doing well.
I miss Oliver. I don't see that chap enough.
Yeah, and that Oliver's a good egg. Mike Burton says, hey, Oliver. Oliver says, hi, Mike. How you doing? Richard Gardner says, the McRib tastes like rubber to me. Well, I'd like to know just why you're chewing on rubber, sir. Brandon says, Edge, the real estate whisperer. Oh, my God. What happened there? Trivia this week is about gymnastics.
Oh! That.
Well, how about that? I really thought I had a chance last week.
You mean the week before? You weren't on last week.
Oh, the week before. Yeah, not the Horror Houses one. The week before. I really thought... It's been almost 2 weeks? Jesus, I am losing weeks now, too. And years. Jeez. Crap, I never win that one, Brandon. Yeah, I might. Carrie Walsh and Misty May.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are the womans.
Oliver Closeoff says, what are gymnastics?
The doctors are going to
Brandon says, haha, Gear, neither will I, LOL. I might.
Drop it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at some of the stuff I used to do when I was younger. And I'm not saying the dumb stuff either. The stuff that I actually purposely did. And not the dumb stuff either.
I used to wrestle.
Yeah, I used to wrestle and I used to do gymnastics for a while.
I was in the 80s to 90s weight class.
I was in a weight class that could send me to nationals every year because nobody had somebody in my weight class.
Aww.
I would go like 13-3, like 12-4. And most of the time it was because I had 4 matches. Most of the time I had to wrestle the 93 weight class at being 10 pounds underweight. So I normally got it handed to me.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back again. My parents came by and dropped off some stuff, including a cane, so that I can walk around a little bit and relieve some of the pain. That'll work. That'll definitely work, Dan. Oliver Closeoff says, hi, Dan. Richard Gardner says, gymnastics trivia. I don't know anything about gymnastics. Yeah, well, I used to be able to do a flat-out double. I also used to be able to do a double twist. Front handsprings, back handsprings, double tuck. Yeah, I was actually not bad at gymnastics. But it scares me nowadays. There was a second team USA, Casey and Ross. I think they were the ones. No, it was the other ones?
Yep.
Well, they were both great.
One of them just had a baby like 2 years ago.
Oh, Gear says that they had to change the WWF because they got sued. Another company had WWF first, and the WWE lost the lawsuit. Now, that surprises me. Your real estate whisperer says that her daughter is going to do the office trivia. Eventually, they will be really fun.
The Office, as in the movie.
Yep, as in the movie or the sitcomish thing. Which one would you like? I would like them both.
I would like the movie because I didn't watch all of The Offices.
That's my stapler. I'm gonna burn the building down. Hey Oliver, how have you been doing? How you been doing this week? Oliver says, that's cool. Doing okay, Dan. How are you? Really all over that McRib. Has 70 ingredients. I thought it was more like 700. Richard Gardner says the Scottish Olympics, they can throw a telephone pole and boulders. By the way, there is no Scottish Olympics.
Isn't that the Strongman's Olympics?
It's the lumberjack competition or the timber. He's talking about the timber fall and the timber throw and all that kind of stuff, but it has a different name. Olympics are like the world, so there is no Scottish Olympics.
Right. But there are Strongman Olympics, that's what it's called. That's when they lift tires and pull trucks.
No, he's talking about the one where...
I know what he's talking about. I'm talking about something else.
Yeah, but he's talking about the one with the caber tosses one. I forgot the other ones, but yeah, they're cool too. Brandon says, hey, Oliver. Oliver says, hey, Brandon. Dan says, well, Oliver, not so good. My lower back has been killing me. I have lots of spasms, and I've been having issues with my car, and I injured my knee in my apartment, so not very good this week so far, but my phone works great because I got a LV40. Sorry, I had to add that in there for you, Dan. Gear Runner says, here we call the light and power, Gardner. Oliver Closeoff says, that sucks, Dan. I'm sorry. DCG, how you doing? Welcome. Checking in. What's up, everyone? Just having a little chat. Gear Runner says, I did Mike. Hey, Carlos. Yo at DCG says Brandon. That cool guy says Mike. Oliver Closeoff says hi, Carlos. DCG says Andy. Brandon. Richard Gardner says gymnastics is where all the he-she's come out. Yeah, well, you might not think. I will also tell you that will also separate the men from the boys. So I would love to see you be able to do a flip at about 11 feet in the air and not pee yourself. So that being said. Although I never did the rings, I was not strong enough for that.
You should have been, though.
Yeah, I should have been. DCG says, Mike Rorton says, congrats, Gear. That's 2 in a row. Yes, it was. DCG says, hi, Oliver. Dan says, well, Oliver, this is what happens when you injure your back 4 times and the weather service changing. So be careful of your back, because your back bite your years down the road, and I'm only 33. Well, see, that's funny, because I hurt my back when I was 16, and I'm 43 now, so I understand. Gear Runner says, yep, I got lucky, Mike. Richard Gardner says, hi, Carlos. What's up, buddy? Brandon says, Gear is going for 3 in a row this week. No, I will... When it comes to gymnastics, I would definitely do better than Gear. Mike Roten says, I won 2 cups, but I gave 1 to Boiled Nuts.
Go nuts.
That was very nice of you. Dan says, if my back is this bad at age 33, I hate to see what it's going to be like when I'm Gear, Brian, and Rob's age. Yikes. But I'm not going in for surgery. I'd rather deal with the back pain than deal with the surgery. Well, you know what? I will have to say I agree with you, but it depends on what's wrong with your back. If they want to fuse it, I wouldn't do it. If they just want to go in and add a little bit of collagen or a little bit of fluid around one of your vertebrae to help separate them, I might consider that. If they just want to give you epidurals, which is now considered a surgical procedure, I might do that. But you want to cut me, like with me, to fix my back, they want to cut me from my neck to my tailbone. I told them, no, you're not opening me like a baked potato, especially with like 30-70 odds. No, I don't think so. I mean, at that rate, with an incision that big, I'd be surprised I would heal, let alone feel better with my back. Oliver Closeoff says, you're a young buck, Dan, especially compared to Andy and Rob. Well, thank you, Oliver. I'm glad you didn't put me in that sentence. DCG says, Brandon, I've been thinking, if I had to give up my RAM, I'd get a Z71. You know what? They don't really look bad.
Thanks, moderators.
I gave one away this week, Mike, but I still get the Halloween candy. Woohoo! DCG says, hi, Richard. Mike Roten says, LOL. Brandon says, haha, Mike. Haha. Then when Boiled Nuts won, he gave his cup to me. LOL. There you go. Dan says, well, Oliver, I may be young, but my body isn't. I beat my body up quite a bit when I was in my 20s and late teens. I'm paying for it now. Yes, and you will for years to come. And I can say that very, well, I can say that, yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, I think it's going to hurt. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. When you have good days, it's actually going to be the days you're having now. So just be careful. Just stop doing stupid stuff, and you won't end up like me. Mike Roten says, it's really a great group, Brandon. Thanks, sir. Brandon says, good choice at the ECG. Oliver Closeoff says, sorry. Brandon says, yes, it is for sure, Mike. Richard Gardner says, Kurt Angle is an Olympic gold medalist wrestler that is now in the WWE wrestling. I'm not even going to talk about Kurt Angle. Dan says, hey, Brian, where are you, like 4'3", 80 pounds when you were a kid? See, Dan, it's really funny you say that because that's how tall I was when I went in high school. And that's how much I weighed when I went in high school. So, yeah, I was a small kid. I really was. Coconut cake is so good.
I don't think I've ever had coconut cake. I've had coconut pie.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had coconut cake either. Closest thing I got to that was like a snowball or something like that.
Yeah, those are gross.
I accidentally hit the down arrow. Yeah. Now that it's Canadian free, Mike, it sure is. Mike loves coconut cake. Deer Runner says, I didn't figure that would be good after that McRib, Justin. LOL. Yeah, Mike Roten says, LOL, DCG. Deer Runner says, me too, Mike. Brandon says, at DCG, I have to admit the Ram 1500 is the nicest half-ton truck on the market today. I'm not going to get started on the Rams. Oliver Closeall says, LOL gear. DCG says, Conkle is still there. LOL. Dan says, Brian used to do gymnastics. What was that thousands of years ago? LOL. Now you'd be lucky if you could do a somersault. LOL. You know what the funny thing is? If I actually put in the effort, I can still do front handsprings and a backflip. But once again,
You
like
would not. Come on, you would.
no, I can do it if I actually commit. But the
Yeah.
problem is I don't commit because my ass shouldn't be above my head. That's just the bottom line. I shouldn't be upside down at my age, especially with my medical problems. There's no reason that should happen ever again. So, yeah. DCG says, it could be better, Brandon. Of the bow tie and the, it could be better, Brandon. Of the bow tie and the ram got together, we'd blow Ford out of the water. I think Ford's blowing themselves out of the water right now. DCG says Kunkel is the exception. Mike Roten says, me getting out of bed tomorrow could be considered gymnastics. LOL. Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. That's what I do. I mean, it's bad when you got to get momentum, isn't it, Mike? It really is. Oliver Closeoff says, are you still looking for a truck, Brian? I'm guessing when you put...
Yes, type of it.
Yes. Oliver says truck. Yes. Richard Gardner's... I am, but not actively. If I don't have any time, I might like pull up CarMax or something, but I'm not like just going right in and like physically looking, but you know. Richard, could you refrain from saying stuff like that, please? Oliver Closeoff says LMAO. And DCG says, all right, Hans Trollo. We get the picture. Mike Roten says Rams 29, Packers 27. All right. Gear Runner, can you delete this guy? DCG says, you got that right, Brandon. Now it's storming here and it's like 40 degrees, says Mike. That sucks. Runner, feel free to wrench. Throb Nation says, what? I'm a young buck with gray horns. Yeah. Horns, that's what they are. What's up, DCG? Says Dan. DCG says, praise the blue wrench. Brandon says, later, troll. Rebel Rouser says, thanks. DCG says, hi, Dan. Courtney says, good job, Mod Squad. DCG says, hey, Tex. Richard Gardner says, I'm glad someone deleted the Trump arse kisser. What? Ready, honey? Coming in hot. Went right to your hand. Completely missed it. DCG says, Justin. Mike Roten says, hey, TW. Brandon says, TW is here. No. Not unless I missed him, but I highly doubt that. Rebel Rouser says, thanks, Gear. Gear says, I seen him. Hi, TW.
Really?
Throb Nation says, we have a troll. Troll-it, ole. Rebel Rouser says, Carlos, I'm Oliver. Wow. Oliver, by the way. Krista says, okay, I'm here as myself now. Just finished an exciting dinner and dessert. Well, what did we have? Gear Runner says, yeah, his name was Rob, LOL. Rebel Rouser says, did Rob? Hey, Krista, says Gear. That troll probably has all those statements pre-typed out and just copies them into various live streams, I'm sure. DCG says, LOL, really? Oh, man. Rebel Rouser says, Krista, what are you having? I'd say you're right, Brandon, says Gear. DCG says, hiya, Krista. Dog Nation says, Carlos. All right, let's see. Richard Gardner says, Krista, I want some dessert. Gear Runner says, can you tell anything different when driving the Civic, Rob? I really don't think you will have any issues. The caulk might fly out. I don't know. Hopefully there's no like little air holes, because if air gets behind that caulk, it could just all blow out. So just be careful with that. Mike Roten says, do it. Do it, Brian. Show her. LOL. All right. Not in my house. I mean, that's my microwave. I mean, come on. And not You know, Brian, you can lie. You could say that my back's going to get better. That's not going to get worse. Guys, who here watches me because I lie to them? And who here watches me because I tell the truth? If Throb Nation says nope. Not a thing, gear. Feels the same. Only difference is when I recirculate the air, there is a slight smell. Well, you know that is the one thing too, is that smell will probably stay in the case for a little bit. So, I mean, it does leave a residue. It's like anything else that burns. It leaves soot. So, maybe you can look into having somebody power wash your engine bay. That might help. Brandon says Ford thinks their trucks are worth more than they actually are. They're the most expensive by far. Now, Brandon, I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but every company thinks their trucks are worth more than what they are. I hate to say it, but they are. Rebel Rouser says that sounds amazing, except for the potatoes. That will probably fade over a few drives, says Gear, and I agree. Richard says, I have arthritis and bad nerves. They make meds for that, sir. Richard Gardner says, this is not a place for talking politics. I agree, Brandon. Have you seen the new Ford commercial with the Smokey and the Bandit theme?
Cats.
Jerry Reed is probably spinning in his grave. I have not seen that one yet. Dan says, coconut, yuck. I don't like the taste and I don't like the texture. But I will tell you, if you cook with coconut oil, you don't really get the taste or the smell or anything from it. And you can use it to cook at a higher temperature. Because I think it goes up to almost 400 degrees. So it goes higher than like vegetable oil and some other things. So, and it's healthier for you too. Gear Runner says Rams just won. The Rams just packed it in. Sorry, I had to. DCG says, oh, my wife found my hiding spot. I have to go and look after the little one. See you all later. All right, see you, sir. Have a nice night. Tell the wife and the kids we all said hi. Mike Orton says, good game, dear, good game. Later, that cool guy. Brendan says later. Gear says see ya. Krista says that she loves. Gear Runner says Krista, I love cheesecake. Gear Runner says it was Mike. Rebel says see ya, Carlos. I don't like politics, so stop talking about them. Mike Roten says politics, religion, not good stream topics. Absolutely not. Not unless we were talking about, you know, maybe some like worldly news, like something happened to the Pope, or, you know, something happened to the president or an ex-president, and, you know, we all, you know, want to make sure they're okay. That would be the only thing. Please don't mention GM vehicles around me. I currently have a GM vehicle, and it's been nothing but a pain in the ass for me over the past 2 years. I take a Mopar over GM any day. Well, you gotta, like, get rid of it to get into another one. Mike Roten says, supposed to be fun. Fully agree, sir. Gear Runner says, it sure isn't, Mike. Rebel Rouser says, how's the Subi Court?
Amazing. My favorite. I've been using the butt warmers lately.
Yeah, Courtney's been using the heated seats. She hated it. She was like, why do you need a car with heated seats? She got heated seats. Now she like uses them when it's warm out because she's like, it makes my back feel better. Dan says, that's right, Justin. I don't like coconut. I know that's shocking, and I know your head's about to explode, but I don't. I know you're lying about wrestling. LOL. What, that I wrestled or that WWE's fake? Not sure what you're talking about here. Gear's laughing. Richard says, Mr. Mopar, how's your GM doing for you? LOL. Hey, Richard, how's your feet? Brandon says, haha, yeah, true, Edge. Rebel Rouser says, what are you making for Thanksgiving? Traditional stuff? I don't know. We didn't put up a Christmas tree last year. Neither did we. No Christmas tree.
Threw it away.
Mike Roten says, we are having McTurkey, McBrowser. Actually, I would love to do turducken. I love turducken.
Nope.
It's a chicken stuffed in a duck inside of a turkey with stuffing in between. Oh, I love it. Just don't get the spicy one. They're normally. All right, guys, I just got warned by YouTube. I must be taking too long because it just shut down.
Bailey.
But I'm back. Let me find my place now. Oh, there we go. The McRouser again. Rebel says, have you tried making fries with coconut oil? Oh my god, it's so good. You know what? It really is. Oh my god, it's so good. You know what? It really is. Gotta admit, I like it. You do get a hint of coconut, like if you're gonna do something like that, but if you're like cooking chicken or something, you don't really get it. It does give that little bit of a sweetness to the French fries, which is great because if I go to McDonald's, I like to get French fries and dip them in a strawberry shake. I know I'm weird. I'm having a McRib, Justin. LOL. You guys are killing me with these McRibs. Why is Courtney hiding? Courtney is actually not hiding. She is doing very, very important paperwork. VIP. Very important paperwork. The VIP is doing VIP.
Working on the weekend.
Yes.
Working 9 to 5.
Rebel Rouser says no Christmas tree? No, because when we took it down like 2 years ago, we're like, you know what? We'll just get a new one next year because we were having problems. Half the lights on this one side didn't light, so I'm going to take it back to my... No, we took it to the curb. So that's basically what happened, and then when Christmas time came around, we're like, we're not paying these prices.
We'll just get a real tree.
We'll get a real tree, and then we're like...
Real tree.
And then we didn't do that either. Brandon, I haven't even thought about Thanksgiving yet. LOL. Rebel Browser, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Rebel Browser says, oh my god, Gear. Nope, Justin. Not sure. Throb Nation says, you know it's true, Dan. You can see it on my channel. Your age? I don't know. What are we talking about here? Rebel Rouser says, my family has never put up a Christmas tree. Understandable. I know a lot of people that don't. But then I also know a few people that leave up trees all year long and decorate them for every holiday. Like Easter, you know, and stuff like that. Gear Runner says, Clayton Kershaw is starting for the Dodgers tonight. Throb Nation says, then how can we moderate you, Dan? Gear Runner said, I got to get back on live chat because I got booted off. Okay. The Polaris Gym pure electricity car had a heated steering wheel. So does BMW. They've had that for like 10 years. I know it was against their belief, Justin. We had a couple of students that were and couldn't never participate in school parties. That sucks. Did you post a photo today, Justin, with the van doors open and said something about being scared or something? My phone keeps wanting to autofocus for no reason. I like to dip fries in a vanilla frosty. But see, then that means you have to go to McDonald's and Wendy's. That's a lot of traveling. Mike Roten says his McRib must have fell out gear and he was searching for it. There you go. Priorities. Richard Gardner says, I don't want a Christmas tree in my house because it is a fire hazard. Okay. Gear Runner says, I'd like to have a Frosty. That actually kind of sounds good right now. Strawberry milkshake, though. For the lactose intolerant person over here. Dan says, see you later, DCG. Rebel Rouser says, gotcha, Gear. I think you misread the picture. Oh, okay, says Gear. Rebel Rouser says, I think you're a little behind, Dan. LOL. Just a little bit. But not as far as me. YouTube can kick you off of a live stream? No, not really. It's just that I've noticed once my live streams hit an hour and a half, that's when all of a sudden my streams start to freeze. So it's ironic that it always happens like an hour 30 and on. Richard Gardner says, I would love to have Starbucks Holiday Frappuccino. Thank you, Gear. I will decline that. I bet that was it, Mike. LOL. Throb Nation says, Gear, should we call Brian? You just did. Throb Nation says, thought I just had. Nope. Denied you too.
Why are you vibrating? You're probably killing everybody's ears.
Well, then Throb and Gear should probably stop calling me then.
Oh, well, you get a taste of your own medicine now.
Yeah, that I kind of asked for that, but.
Yeah, you did.
Rebel Rouser says, Wendy's Limeade is amazing. See, now Limeade sounds good. Gear Runner says, LOL, maybe we should. Well, you did, thanks. Richard Gardner says, the lights on my fake Christmas tree don't work, but I don't want to throw it out. See, we didn't want to. We started putting more lights on, and then we're just like, you know what, this is ridiculous. We're lighting a lit Christmas tree. It was ridiculous. We're putting lights on a tree that has lights.
I love how he says we're when I'm the only one that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Throb Nature says, I wonder if it would tie up the stream. Now, mine crashes for no reason anyway. Dan says, shut up, Richard. Do not mention GM word around me, or I shall blocketh thee. LOL. Well, you can't blocketh thee nobody, so just pointing that out. Brandon says, LOL Gear. Rebels laughing. LOL Gear from Mike. Rebel Rouser says, I thought it was an earthquake. Throb said, LOL. Chris says, that's awesome. Gear is laughing. Throb Nation says, well, didn't tie up the stream. We know that now. Brandon says, answer the phone, Edge. Get Gear on the live stream. LOL. I don't think it works that way. I don't. I think it might actually boot me if I answer it. Richard Gardner says, I got to go back to the ear doctor this Tuesday to have them fix my left Bluetooth hearing aid, and it's messed up on me, and hopefully they will fix it. Well, that sucks that they didn't get it fixed last week because, you know, now you can't hear. I mean,
Or you hear too good.
yeah, or maybe I'm like yelling at you. Should I talk to you like this? Is this okay? Can I do this? Kira probably likes this.
Stop it!
Kira's gonna fall asleep.
He is. You totally just did your first MSR.
There you go.
Nicely done.
There you go, Gear. Just for you. I told you I would never make one of them videos, but just for you. I mean, just for you. Gear Runner says, I hope they get fixed. Gardner. Rebel Rouser says, do you like peach pie?
No.
I really don't. I really don't like peach at all.
I love peach.
Courtney loves peach. Krista, you getting any more Star Wars Legos for Christmas? Richard wants to know. Brandon, worth giving. You don't see me frozen, but it was like, ha ha. Do. Worth giving it a try. Worth giving it a try. I have peach pie ice cream in the fridge, Justin. I don't like peach, and I don't like peach, and I can't eat ice cream, so that's a big no for me. But thanks for the offer, Mike. Gear Runner says LOL. Gear Runner says ASMR. LOL. Gear Runner, stop calling. He didn't call that time. Krista Greenbean says LMAO. Richard Rouser. Wow. Rebel Rouser. Peach pie ice cream. How is it? It does sound intriguing though. Throb Nation says Gear just had to excuse. Throb Nation says Gear just had to excuse himself. Wonder how an ASMR with my southern accent would sound. LOL. We might not understand what you're saying. Yeah, it might be like, oh my god. You know, I'm fixing to go over and get me some of that crap and like, what the crap? And, Richard says, I hope so. Mike says, it tastes like homemade ice cream you get at the old-time ice cream makers, Justin. Well, see, now that sounds good. That has little chunks of peach in it, because then I might actually like it. Gear Runner says, I'm going to do an ASMR of reading of The Cat in the Hat. LOL. I want to see that. The whole thing. Rubber Rouser says, probably would sound like otters. Oh, see, now that's funny. Pumpkin pie ice cream is great. I don't like pumpkin anything. Mike Roten says, it's made by Pet Dairy. All right. I'm going full multicam with body armor and read The Cat in the Hat ASMR style. I want to see that. I really do. Richard Gardner says, Edge, I still have my right Bluetooth hearing aid that works. Well, that's good because, you're not, it's good to hear that you can hear. Rebel Rouser's laughing. Krista says, sorry, but what's an ASMR? Krista, this is an ASMR. This is what we do. We talk to you in a nice voice. We talk real slow.
More than just that, like.
Or I can just sit here and... Here, let's just... Or, here's another one.
You're so good at doing it.
Okay, there it is. Done. Did it. Rebel says I just fell asleep. I have to get a copy of The Cat in the Hat first. Yup, chunks of peach. Yummy. Eddie Smallhorn says, hello, Edges. Hello, Eddie. How are you? Mike Roten says, so you're sleep typing, Rouser? Krista says, oh my gosh. Mike Roten says, Eddie? Richard says, hi, Eddie. Gear says, hey, Eddie. I watched an ASMR of a lady eating a Big Mac. It was so good. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Eddie. You see, this is my problem. Everything in an ASMR is everything that annoys me in life. They're like all my pet peeves. Like hearing people chew.
The worst.
People that sit there and like tap their nails all the time.
The worst.
People who whisper. So all you hear is the S's.
Or the saliva in their mouth.
Or they speak really low and all you hear is their spit.
You guys like my new shirt? Yeah.
So, yeah, not a fan of it. Eddie says, what's up, Andy? Gear says, but you said you wanted to watch me read a ASMR, though? LOL. Oh, no, trust me, I would watch yours because I think that would be funny seeing you read The Cat in the Hat full tactical. I would just put it on the TV and turn it up really loud so it sounded normal. Hey there, Rebel. Throb Nation says, huh? Gear Runner says, nice Priya t-shirt, slow me.
Jerk.
Awesome shirt. Courtney says, Rebel Rouser. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, hello, people. How is everyone? How are you, your Real Estate Whisperer? How are you? And what was for dinner tonight? Throb Nation says, Eddie, cool shirt. Courtney. Hi, Christina from Gear. Dan says, well, that sucks, Grandpa Richard. LOL.
Hey.
Dan, that's mean.
Come on. He could have been born like that.
Yeah, either that or he could have been in some kind of an accident that made him go deaf. Or hearing loss,
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, you never really know. Let's try and play nice. Mike Roten says, your Real Estate Whisper E. See? Your Rui. Throb Nation says, your Real Estate Whisperer. What's up? Hey, Christina from Rebel Browser. Eddie says, Rob, how are you? Dan says, Rob, you and Gear are horrible. LOL. Richard says, I saw a commercial of a blonde model eating a Hardee's burger, and after it was over,
Was that Paris?
I did not, and it was a burger commercial. Don't understand what you're saying there, Richard. Throb Nation says, great, Eddie. How art thou? Rebel Rouser says, does the back of the shirt have the rear of the Subi on it?
I wish it did, but it don't.
If it did, Courtney would be sitting here backwards because that's all Gear is going to see. Krista says, hi, Christina. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, Krista, Rebel, Courtney, Mike, Andy, Mopar, Richard, Throb. Howdy, y'all. We had sushi out tonight. That sounds great. I love sushi. Eddie says, I am full, Rob. I really love sushi. I like ungani, which is basically just a fancy name for eel. Hey, Brian, tell Courtney, supplies! It may be an old one, but it's a good one. Yeah, it is. Gear Runner says, no, it has the back of a Prius, Justin. LOL. Well, that's not right. Eddie says he can barely move. Well, you must have ate a lot of sushi. Richard says, hello to your Real Estate Whisperer. Dan says, hey, your Real Estate Whisperer. How are you doing this fine Sunday evening? Gear deleted a message for some reason. Throb Nation says, why, Dan? Why? Gear Runner says, hey, Christina, go push on Eddie's belly. Go poke, poke, poke. Or like push on it and say, does this hurt? See, that people don't get my sense of humor sometimes. Gear is laughing. Eddie says, hey to Dan. Throb Nation says, why, Eddie? Why? Dan says, come on, Rob. We're all adults here. Most of us. Let's enjoy the live stream. LMAO. I just made myself laugh. Okay. Sounds good to me. Laugh away. Krista says, sushi is the best. I agree. Eddie said sushi. Throb saying raw fish. Ew. Now, sushi is awesome. I love it. I love sushi. I can eat sushi every day of the week. Dan says, geez, Brian, is there anything you can eat? Next thing you know, you'll be eating everything through an IV bottle or something. Now, that would suck. You know, you'd be really surprised. I can eat a lot of food. I just have an intestinal issue. It's not fun. Going for 3 in a row this Thursday, Eddie and Christina, says Gear. Renaissance Man says, you guys are still saying supplies.
Oh my goodness!
I've said it funnier. Yeah, you typed it so much better too. You even put the quotes on there and all. Sushi is gross, says Richard. I love it. It makes him turn into a Ryobi alien. Look at that. Throb Nation says, Dan, did you take your medication? Eddie says, she is in another room, Andy, and the door is locked, Andy. Mike Roten says, Rennie. By the way, Rennie, how have you been? Where have you been? And what have you been doing? And by the way, did you get out for stripers? And if so, let us know. Give us a report. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Jenny. Which I'm sure it meant to be Rennie. Gear Runner says, hi, Rennie. Richard says, hi, Rennie. Mike Roten says, LOL, your real estate whisperer. Gear says, LOL. Renaissance Man says, stop, Gardner. You would eat a flying rat. You're disqualified from food commentary. All right, maybe. But I eat a lot of weird stuff too. But I guess I can't be deleted from food commentary on my own channel, right? Just saying. Eddie Smallhorn says, come and get it, Gear. Come and get it. Get Medusa's head quick, your real estate whisperer. Sounds good. Eddie Smallhorn says, Rennie. Dan says, no, Rob, I took my medication. I took my medication, flushed it down the toilet. I told them I was completely sane. LMAO with a bunch of crazy faces. Okay, I guess that answers it. Where should I send this screenshot? Just saying. Eddie Smallhorn says, hey, Dan. Dan says, hey, Eddie. How are you and the real estate whisperer doing? Krista says, hi to Rennie. Your real estate whisperer says, he totally skipped my comment. I did? Which one? Which one? Let me go back. I'll get it. I'll get it. Oh, sorry guys, but because I got booted again off I got kicked off my own live stream. I didn't go back to live chat. I stayed on top chat. Geez. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Ruiner.
Yeah, I'm a ruiner. Rob says we're adults, raw fish. Yay, geez, Brian can't eat nothing. They're in another room. People taking medications. Sure, Rob, you can eat raw fish if you want to get worms. No, thank you.
Gross.
Just letting you know, if you get reputable sushi, you're not going to get worms. And the acid in your stomach 9 times out of 10 would eat them worms, or it would give you diarrhea.
Tapeworm? No, it doesn't. Nice try.
Or you would get diarrhea and you would poop them out.
Wait, what?
That's how you get rid of tapeworms, is you take a laxative. Gear Runner says, hey, Rennie, Renaissance Man, your real estate whisperer, LOL. I'm looking for the one that I might have missed of your real estate whisperers, and he totally skipped my comment. I don't see it. Sorry.
Type again.
Yeah, completely missed it, I guess. A hey to the dog that I'm not going to say his name because because I said that word, he's even looking at me. Work, no fishing. The cows aren't down yet. Water isn't cold enough. Yeah, we probably have about another 10 degrees, correct? Hi, puppy. Okay.
He's like, get out my face.
Flying rats. That's so cool. Yeah, I'd like to actually see that. Renaissance Man says, hey, Justin. Eddie says, you are doing great, Dan. Thank you. We are doing great, Dan. Thank you for asking. Just got back from dinner with the family. By the way, Christina, congratulations on your award. And hope you had fun up in our neck of the woods. And welcome home. Glad you had a safe trip. Renaissance is saying hi to everybody. Richard said, I was born deaf and I had ear surgery when I was 5 years old, but my hearing has gotten bad again and I will be having ear surgery next year to fix my ears again. Now, are they replacing the eardrum? Because I know that they can use synthetic eardrums to help people with hearing issues. I do know that. And this is exactly why I was a little bit upset with the comment, is because there's a lot of times people really can't help their medical problems. I mean, sometimes people cause their medical problems, but sometimes they're just born with them. Throb Nation says, Gardner, what? Throb Nation says, sorry. Eddie Smallhorn says, hey, Krista, how has the Jeep been? Rob has only been showing his vehicles. Gear Runner says, sorry to hear that, Gardner. Sorry, Richard. 1,000 pardons. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, Eddie is releasing the Cracklin as we speak.
Did you say the Cracklin?
Yeah, I figured that would be funny, even though it's the Kraken. But
It is the Kraken.
yeah, well, that's what she put. That's what she typed was the Kraken, but
Yes.
I like Cracklin.
Okay.
Gear Runner says, I hope it works also, Gardner. So do I. I mean, it really. Now, here's the thing. I have a hearing problem that I'm not diagnosed with. Courtney doesn't have a hearing problem, but she can't hear. And there's certain pitches and tones that I can't hear, which is off their spectrum. So there's like a lot of things that I can't hear. And when there's background noise, because of me working in a machine shop for so many years, having that background noise kind of like drowns out everything else. And it's just really hard for me to hear. So I know your pain, Richard. Maybe not to your extent, but I understand. Well, that sucks, Richard. I am sorry, man. At least you can hear, so that's a good thing. Yes. Trouser Rouser, they are flying squirrels. They are. What's the Kraken? LOL. Explain. LOL. Thanks, Gear Runner. LOL, Mike. Not saying it, Gear. Not saying it, Rebel. Not saying it, Mike. Not saying it, Rebel. After looking at my four-legged creature all day, I would...
Whoa,
what?
filters.
No filters. Now it jumped all the way to the bottom.
Good job.
After looking at my four-legged friend all day, it's always strange seeing a four-legged thing with a snout now. LOL. That's what Gear said. Richard said, Edge, I am buying the new Ryobi brushless jigsaw next month. You know what? I actually seen that, and I don't know. I need a new jigsaw, so let me know how that one works. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, thank you, Edge family. Thank you very much. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, my brother has a fake eardrum. I think they make it out of... they actually take a skin culture and they grow it over some kind of... It's basically like a skin graft that they implant in your own ear.
It's weird.
I think I'm going to buy the barrel grip DeWalt Gardner. Never had a barrel grip. You know what? I think that would be more comfortable for me, though, because of my carpal tunnel and my wrist and everything else. Gear Runner retracted a message. I will not eat anything nasty dipped in chocolate. Well, then send it my way, sir.
You don't like chocolate.
No, but I like weird things
You
dipped
like
in
nasty
chocolate.
things? Okay.
Yeah. Rebel Rouser says, beautiful cutting board I see back there. Oh,
I don't know.
that one? Yes. Thank you. Eddie, the Jeep is awesome. We're actually talking about a video idea for the Jeep today. So are you guys going to get that thing on the beach or what? I'd like to see that on the beach or pulling out Rob's two-wheel drive car.
I'm still waiting on that spare tire light accessory.
Yeah.
That was pimp.
Yeah. We're waiting on everything, Krista. Gear Runner says, I had wet wood today. Good job. I'm glad you got a shower. But I still got the fire going. Well, there you go.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. Fires are the best, says Eddie. I fully agree with you, and so does Gear, from what I can tell. Rebel Rouser says, glad you got it going, Gear. Glad you heat things up. Rebel Rouser, did you use gas? Eat equals Kraken. Okay. Mike Burton says, LOL, Eddie. Gear Runner says, I have a Shih Tzu. He's flat-faced.
Aw, he's like Pug's cousin.
But He's cute though, because he has so much hair you like can't see where anything is. Renaissance Man says, "Hey Christina, how are you on the club projector screen in London? You're worldwide. Worldwide." Gear Runner says, "Thanks, Justin." Hey Throbber, says Renaissance Man. Eddie Smallhorn says, "She is, Rennie. She is." Gear Runner says, "Nope, I didn't, Justin. Just normal matches." Oh, well, what fun is that? Eddie Smallhorn says, "Miss 225.
That's my mother.
Oh. Your Real Estate Whisperer says, "I know people all over the world. The U Crew is going global." Well, congratulations. Rebel Rouser says, "Whoa, no way. Get out of town." Or something like that. Richard Gardner says, "Dear, I hope you did not burn your eyebrows off lighting the fireplace." Mike Roten says, "That's awesome, your Real Estate Whisperer." Raymond Dolan, hello. Happy Halloween, sir.
What up?
Mike says, "Hello, Raymond." And so does Rebel and Gear. Renaissance says, "Eddie, yo, drinking the Kraken?" Don't know. Maybe. I forgot one night out of my life from that poison. Yeah, might want to stay away from that. Renaissance says, "Yo, rear." Sorry, clients keep calling. Hey, take them calls, make that money. I didn't, Gardner. It was in the fire pit. Oh well, you're still having good weather down there. Richard says, "Edge, I don't know what they will be doing until I see the doctor on November the 26th. Well, let us know. Keep us posted, because I'd be interested to see if they what they do, and if they give you a synthetic membrane, or if they do kind of like a graft type thing, or what they do." Hey Rennie says, "Gear Throb Nation says, Courtney's here. The VIB must be done." Yes.
My brain was done.
Krista says, "LOL, I'm waiting on everything too. The JL is too new. There isn't a lot available on the aftermarket yet." You know, and that's the problem. And the worst part is, I'm sure that there's some things that you can probably get for the regular Jeeps that would fit, but they just don't list it. I think you just have to do some in-depth research rather than just looking where to buy stuff. Actually look into things that fit, that aren't actually maybe, printed or made for it, but still work. Just 2 more subs to 3K, maybe by the end of the night. There you go. Let's get geared up to 3K, even though all of us here are subscribed. Mike Roten says, "4." Rebel Rouser says, "Awesome." Mike says, "Awesome." Richard says, "Gear Runner, you send me a John Deere lawnmower?" Nope.
We'll use it on all of our rocks.
Yeah. Gear Runner says, "No giveaway at 3K, Mike. We are doing a big one at 1 year mark in December, somewhere around the 20th to the 23rd, I believe, maybe ish, somewhere in that area." Dan says, "Oh, poor Eddie. You going to feel that one in the morning. That is if you get off the porcelain throne." I've been there. I don't have that problem. You would think that with all the problems I have, that sushi would give me an issue, but it doesn't.
It's because it's clean.
Gear Runner says, "Nope, Gardner, LOL. I got to go unsubscribe to Gear. Hey, want to be 3,000. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rob." Renaissance Man says, "I need to be fishing. This is ridiculous. Those will be the words on my deathbed." Well, just think. If you're too busy to go fishing, that means you must really be busy. Thanks, Mike and Justin. LOL, I figured you might, Rob. Rebel says, "I just saw that there's pumpkin spice vape juice." Well, that sounds
What?
disgusting. Oh, they make vape juice out of every flavor.
It's disgusting. I think I'm breaking.
Good job. Renaissance says, I asked how Mopar is, but what happens in Idaho? Really? I'm guessing the Fall Potato Fest was a blast. Wow. Richard Gardner says, I had a tumor in my left ear that they took out. That sucks. I guess you also have ear drainage issues, so you probably get ear infections and nasal infections a lot too. Rebel says, LOL, Raymond. Brendan says, my Wi-Fi died. LOL, Raymond says, Mike. Brandon says, what's up, Renaissance Man? Renaissance Man says, Gardner, the tumor was your brain. Well, that's not nice, Renaissance. Renaissance Man says, hey, Brando, you on IG? What's up? Mike Roten says, do they have a Miss Potato Head running? Rebel Rouser says, sorry, Brandon. Brandon, I'm not at Renaissance Man. Renaissance Man says, Roten, you are on fire. And no, a Miss Baked Potato. Oh. She likes it hot. Richard Gardner says, Gear Runner, I am going to buy the complete set of the Chucky movies on 4K sometime next year. Gear Runner says, they're a new ASMR video up. I'll watch after this one. LOL. Okay. Enjoy. Have fun. Good night. Mike Roten says, oh, that's right. They legalized weed. And basically. Gear Runner says, we have them on Blu-ray, Gardner. Renaissance says, Brando, sign up. I'll send you pics of that art room. I like art. Rebel Rouser says, weed-flavored vape juice? No, it's just weed juice. I'm sorry. Raymond says, please read last comment. Did I miss you, Raymond? I'm sorry. Let me go back and I will please read your last comment. All right, let's see. All right, I'm back to where everybody's saying hi, Raymond, and I don't. I don't think I missed one of yours, Raymond. If you retype it, I'll definitely read it.
Are we going live on Halloween?
I don't know.
If you don't feel like it, I could do it from my channel. I'll make sure everybody sees my costume.
Oh, there you go.
It's important.
Rebel Rouser says, Gear, you need to do an ASMR video. I think he's going to. That would probably sell like crazy, Justin. Rebel Rouser says, yeah, I'd probably buy it too. Dan says, I know what it's like to not be able to hear things very well, Richard. When I was a kid, I had a lot of ear infections in my right ear, so 50% my hearing is gone, so I sympathize with you, and I am sorry. Thank you, sir. It's very nice of you.
Ear infections are the worst.
Yeah.
They hurt. It's like worse than cramming a pencil into your ear.
Brendan says, oh, cool, Renaissance Man. How did it turn out? Richard Runner, wow. Gear Runner says, I really may do that one, Justin. I'm just curious how it would actually do. I think women get better views on that.
Gear, do your ASMR right on your truck.
Yeah, do it like sitting in the back of your truck with your Stetson on.
No. Like, you can rub your seats, you can click your seat belt, can move the dials. I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying, if you do that, I am not watching it here. But I will watch the one if you read The Cat in the Hat in full tactical gear. I will. Thank you for apologizing, Dan. I appreciate that, and I'm sure Richard does too. He says, for saying Grandpa Richard, I will admit that was mean and stupid of me. Thank you very much, sir. Renaissance Man says, at Brando, I got paid. Yeah, he doesn't dream about getting paid. He gets paid. Brandon says, LOL, that's good. Rebel Rouser says, I don't know. Depends how many times Rob watches it. Wow. Richard says, Gear, I saw a Deadpool Mr. Potato Head, and I'm going to buy a long sleeve shirt that has Deadpool riding on a pink unicorn. Well, see, that's funny because Courtney found the parts for unicorns this weekend in Home Depot.
It's like the mother load.
Renaissance Man says, at Garner, I'm just joking. Just leave me your kilt in the will. I will. Everyone. Richard says, I will keep everyone posted on it. Thank you, sir. Rebel says, thanks, Richard. Gear Runner says, Deadpool is awesome, Gardner. Probably my favorite superhero.
Why? I want to know why.
Richard Gardner says, Renaissance. You are my favorite jokester. Raymond Dolan retracted a message. Throb Nation says, nah, Superman is the best. Richard Gardner said, well, Renaissance Man says to Richard Gardner, do you have it in a jar? Do you have it on a wall? Are you wearing tactical here? Nope. Throbber, Superman can be killed by Deadpool. Can be killed. Deadpool can't. Deadpool kind of sounds like me. No matter what happens to him, he lives.
Thor's the best.
Renaissance Man says, please, adults, no superhero arguments. Okay.
Then Batman.
Then somewhere down here is going to be Rennie's pick. Like, down here near the table.
I love how you're like pointing, even though they can't.
Yeah, well, I was
see.
pointing to you, but what did the ghost say to the scarecrow? Scare you later. Wow. Rebel Rouser says, how do you get a ear infection? Rebel, do not finish that one.
Unless that was a legit question.
Yeah.
Then you can't purposely get one. It just happens.
Yeah, you can't like go and say, I'm going to get an ear infection now.
No.
The Superman death thing was a hoax. He just needed some sun. Ah, there you go. Some time on the beach. Richard says, Renaissance Man, no. I don't. They would not let me keep it, but I do have a pic of it. Oh, well, that's nice. At least they let you keep it. John Wick will smoke all them fools. See? There you go. It was almost the table.
Who's John Wick?
It's just another superhero
I know
person.
the name, but I don't know.
Your Real Estate Whisperer says, we were heading to the store for late night grocery shopping. It's probably the best shopping. Yep. Nobody there.
Can you give me some Oreos, por favor?
And she says, good night, everyone. Good night. Gear Runner likes John Wick too. Seems like a great IG post, Gardner. Says Rennie. Throb Nation says Gear. Gear should do it Burt Reynolds style on a fur rug in the truck bed.
No. Stop.
Gear Runner says, see ya, Eddie, and your Real Estate Whisperer. Later, your Real Estate Whisperer. LOL, Gear Runner. I knew you would, Rear Runner. Throb Nation says, night, your Real Estate Whisperer. Later, Brendan and Gear. Krista Greenbean says, John Wick rocks.
No,
Rocks, yeah.
I know that name. Why?
Your Real Estate Whisperer says, Night Rebel. Gear Runner says, my John Wick shirt is my favorite shirt. Eddie Smallhorn says, everyone have a great weekend. Getting milk. Okay, don't forget the rest of the stuff for the French toast. Throb Nation says, Night Rebel. Renaissance Man says, later the Smallhorns.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Good job.
I liked him in Speed.
Rebel Rouser says, gotta have milk. Because if you don't have milk, what do you do? Dan says, what's up, Ray?
You're ridiculous.
Ray the man. See how I did that there? I put my own twist to it. How you doing, Raymond? Gear Runner says Deadpool is my favorite because of his sarcasm and how funny he is. I also like how he knows he is in a comic and talks to the audience.
Oh,
Kind of sounds like me.
okay.
Krista says good night, Christina and Eddie. Richard Gardner says I have a John Wick 1-2 on 4K. I do not.
Never seen it.
Gardner, Renaissance Man says to Gardner, did they make you shave half your beard for the surgery? Jack says, just finished loading codes on 2 machines. I'm back on and not listening mode.
Nice.
Well, hello, sir.
Welcome back.
Can you please take over for a minute?
You did ask nicely. Stop.
Hi, Jimmy fam.
Just go. Go away. This thing moves.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Mike, New Orleans 7, Vikings 0. Vikings are sucking, apparently. I mean, unless that's what they're going for. Gare says hi to Jimmy. Rebel, awesome. Jack, how are you doing? Rebel saying hi to Jimmy. Gare says, hey Jack, welcome back. Brandon, Krista, say hi to Jack. Gear, hey Justin, that isn't nice. Mike, hey Jimmy, how's the haunted house?
Hey, Jack, how's that cutting board holding up for you?
Jack, hey Throb, Gear, Justin, Mike, and Krista. LOL, says Rebel. Jimmy, hey everybody. Gear's laughing. Renaissance, John Wick 3 next year. Every hitman is after him. He is banned from the Continental. How will he make it out of this dilemma?
He's going to get a boat. You get a boat, you're not on a continent, you're fine. Continents are land masses.
Yeah, but what's a Continental? Not a land
It's a
mass.
Lincoln. So just get a tank. Tank can take out a Lincoln
All
Continental.
right then. Richard, I have all the Underworld movies on 4K. Do we have anything on 4K?
We don't have anything 4K to play it on, so why would we?
I don't know. Throb says he'll call Superman. Krista, okay guys, I'm out. Have a great weekend. Have a great week, everybody. Mike says, night Sea Dog. Gear, if John Wick had a custom gear gun, he would have no problem with that. Rennie laughing his hiney off. So funny. Throb, love the Underworld movies, Garner. Not Gardner. Just specifying there.
And not Overworld either.
Do that in it, baby.
No, sorry.
Okay, Jack says bye to Krista. Richard, Venom the movie has made $500 million so far. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what? And this is the thing. I mean, you got to think, you have all these chart-topping movies and everything. Let's say something like the original Star Wars or the original Star Trek was to come out today, it would probably blow them away.
Did you say the original Star Trek?
Yeah.
As in movie?
Yeah, like the first one. You know what I mean. Or like the first Jaws, or whatever it is. Just because of the sheer number of people that are alive now compared to then.
Are you saying that it's doing better because of inflation?
No, I'm saying it's doing better because of population.
Yeah, that's inflation.
No, inflation
Yes,
is
it
a...
is.
Well, yeah, inflation too. It's like, yeah, it did 500 million. Well, yeah, because they were like 35-cent tickets back like 30 years ago. Now they're like $35.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's like, yeah, the like 100 people need to... Yeah. Okay, and we're back again. Where did we leave off? Who did we leave off?
Richard Garner Venom, the movie has made $500 million.
Oh, there it is. Rebel says, do you make French toast with French bread or potato bread?
It could be either one.
I actually use Italian bread. I use the Myers Italian bread.
I like to use raisin bread.
I have more of like a fried egg covered piece of bread.
Gross.
Yeah.
So gross.
I like dip it and it's like really covered and I throw it in there and I like fry the egg. Yeah, love it. See ya, Chris the Night. Chris the Jimmy Pham says it's okay, Mike Roten. Renaissance Man says don't go below 55. Well, I can't drive 55, so what do you do? Yeah, exactly. Let the people off the bus. Rebel Rouser says, have a great week, Chris. Jack says, hey, Gear, I hope Pam is okay on her finger. Will keep her in my prayers. Yes, but Jack, while you were gone for a second there, we came to the conclusion it was Pam's fault because she didn't take Gear to the movies. So, that's what we came up with. Jimmy Pham says, hey, Gear Runner. Mike Roten says, supplies, Courtney's reading. Richard Gardner says, my ear surgery will not cost me a dime. How about a nickel? How about lots of dimes? Gear Runner says, thank you, Jack. It's really sore, but she's doing pretty good. Yeah,
Also ice.
yeah.
You have to make her breakfast in bed now. Every day. For a month.
Or how about this? Just make her breakfast. It doesn't matter where it is. Just saying.
Leave it to him, he'll make breakfast in the shower.
Yeah. And he'll be like Kramer. At Throb, impossible. John Wick is real. Superman is make-believe. Throb Nation, huh? What happened to Pam's finger? She's stuck in Gear's butt.
What? Brian! She broke it.
She got it
Giving him the finger.
Yeah. She went like that too fast and it just snapped.
No.
No, she actually got it stuck in a car door.
Now we feel a little bad. Just a little.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we feel a little
Sorry,
bit bad.
Pam.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gears Pam.
Yeah. For everybody that watches this that knows Pam, we actually do feel bad.
Yep.
Renaissance Man. I have used that Bosch table saw before. That thing is awesome. Your Runner says, how are you, Jimmy? I want the Bosch, the miter saw. I really do. Rebel Rouser says, prayers to Pam. Throb says, no way, Runny. They are cousins. Richard Gardner says, Thor will destroy Superman.
And anyone else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She broke it Friday night, Rob. Got it shut in her brother's truck door. Yeah. Jack says, Justin, hope you had a good dinner. Yep. It's all up in the McRib. Gear Runner says, I am John Wick. LOL. I don't even know what kind of voice he has.
You were trying, though.
Gear Runner says, and Batman. Rebel Rouser says, that sounds incredibly painful. You know what? When it first happens, it's really not that bad. It's when the swelling kicks in, then it really sucks. Renaissance Man says, Gardner, it better cost more than a dime unless you're using red china. I don't think they're going to be using any of that to do his surgery, honestly. Mike Roten burned the motor up on one of them Bosch saws, Brandon. Couldn't believe it. I heard they were actually really good. Gear Runner says, will my trusty sidekick, Throbbin, be there?
I'm freezing.
Raymond Dolan says, so are you going out for Halloween? I am not.
No. I'm going to be partying hard at work all day.
Yes, me too.
I am dressing up for work, though.
I'm not. I'll still be wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Richard Gardner says, I am Venom and the Hulk. Oh, me Hulk.
I don't think that's what he
That just sounded like an angry Mr. Miyagi. Brandon says, wow, that's crazy, Mike. Jimmy Pham says, what's up, Rebel Rouser? How you doing? Richard Gardner says, Hulk did wear the Venom suit once. He did? I don't know. I don't know these things.
Is that Infinity Wars? He
Rebel,
wore some kind of suit. No, it wasn't Infinity Wars.
Rebel says, hi, Jimmy. How are you? What's up, Jim? How you doing, Jimbo? Mr. Jim? Throb Nation says, LOL, I'm throbbing. I bet you are, buddy. I
think Brian is snap too delusional now.
No, that.
It was apparently really funny.
I haven't eaten yet. I'm getting off work at 8. Then I'm going home to eat with the wife. I'm picking up spaghetti and meatballs.
Yummo. Don't forget the garlic bread.
Oh, yeah, gotta have the garlic bread.
Mm.
Or garlic knots, even.
Man, they make some good garlic nuts down the road.
Yes. Gear Runner says, that sucks, Rob. Bad part was he drives a F-150. I asked her if it slammed shut while they were pushing it.
I bet you thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. The worst part is I could probably see Pam laughing at it and then smacking the crap out of him and saying, now you made me hurt it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, Richard says, Gear Runner, I would marry She-Hulk. How about She-Ra? Renaissance Man says, wait, Brando and Burton? Not the Reax one. It wasn't released. Saul stopped sued Bosch. Now they got a sit in them. Yeah, I definitely heard that too. But I think they're going to... I heard that they were just going to use a different, like an electrical source in a different way, but still use like the same mechanism or something. They're going to try and get around the patent. Gear Runner says, that sounds awesome, Jack. Enjoy. It does.
It really does.
Mike Burton says, LOL, Gear. And Gear Runner says, she would rip you in two, Gardner.
Garner! Try it with me.
Garner.
Unreal. Unreal.
Jimmy Fan says, good, Rebel Rouser. Good. I'm doing good.
Well, at least you got Mike Roten last name right.
Yes. Nope. The 4,000 running. 4,000. Mr. Baker, how you doing, sir? How you doing? What's up? How you doing? So, did you, look at the message I sent you today, Mr. Baker? Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, LOL. People are saying hi to Mr. Baker. And I wrote in, oh, I have a 4100. Love that saw. Rebel Rouser says, good to hear that, Jimmy. Good to hear. Rebel says, hello, Joseph. And how are we this evening? Gear Runner says, Rob, if you unsubbed, go sub one more, LOL. There you go. Jack says, I work long hours, Justin. I hate it, but it has to be done. It's a necessary evil, isn't it? Rob Nation, question. Clear or colored LEDs for the taco? I wouldn't put any lights on my tacos. I would just eat them. Gear Runner says, sorry, Jack, long hours suck. They do. Oh, I meant the 4100, Rennie. I couldn't believe the motor went. It just went poof. Renaissance Man says, Horton, you're killing that house. Was it just you and a helper? Nah, it was just him and a part-timer. He didn't even have a full-timer. Rebel Rouser says, sorry, Jack. I'm sorry to hear it. Gear Runner says, you mean the lenses, Rob? Now, if he's talking about lenses, that sounds good. Or I would probably say keep the front glass clear and maybe put the red metallic behind the bulbs on the reflective area That would look great. Renaissance says, man, no. I know a guy who has the Reax one. Not me. Rebel Rouser says, smoked, Rob. Just smoked. Hyatt Mike and Hyatt Gear says, and Rebel says, Mr. Baker. Gear Runner says, I agree with Justin. Smoked.
Smoking.
Brandon, got it before the lawsuit. Hardly any out there. Yeah, I would not use that thing, and I would sell that later. You make money on it. Gear Runner, do you have a 4K player? Says Mr. Gardner. Gear Runner says, nope, no breakfast. She doesn't like me. Wow.
Maybe because you don't make her breakfast. Food for thought.
Or just make her anything. I mean, just saying. Renaissance Man says, Roten, I believe it, especially how much sawdust you make. Were you cutting cedar? That dust kills the salt. You know what? Cedar really heats up. And yes, it does create a lot of unneeded heat in whatever you cut with it. I agree. When I was making that cedar bowl that's actually not around here, when I was cutting that one, I was actually getting burn marks on my tools. So I was very surprised. I do, Gardner. I have a PS4. PS4, buddy. Rebel Rouser says, have you eaten breakfast in the bathtub? I actually have.
Yes, you have. I can't say that I've had breakfast in the tub. I have eaten in there before.
Mike Roten says, no, got a crew running. We got to have it finished by June and got 100 other things to do. It's crazy. That's always the way it happens, though. It's unfortunate. Brando. What's up, Brando? Marlon. Mr. Brando, sir. He needs to preserve that salt. It's a collector's item now. Exactly. I'd put that thing right back in the box if he still had it. Dan says, trust me, Rebel Rouser, you do not want an infection. They are the worst. So much pain in your ear, and you're about ready to cry, and they're no joke.
I do cry. They're the worst.
Exactly. And the other thing that I really don't like about them is they also, after the ear infection, it gives me like a sinus infection. My face is all swollen. It's horrible. It like affects everything from like your neck up. You're just shot. Yeah. Gear Runner says, you got this, Mike? Got it? Cedar kills me too, Runny. I get sinus infections every time we work with it. Then you should probably wear a respirator if you can, Mike. I know that cedar gets really fine and some respirators don't catch all of it, though. Brandon says, I know. It was a really cool concept. Better than SawStop. Roten, I believe it. That house is huge. Gives me a headache, and I'm not even working on it. Yeah, that thing is huge, and it's beautiful.
I can't wait to move in.
Yeah, I got to thank Mike.
Better be done by June.
Yep, you're not getting a check. No more money. Richard says, Gear Runner, did you know that Venom versus Carnage is going to be PG-13? Well, that sounds kind of useless.
Hey, that's right up my alley.
Throb Nation says 3,000 for gear. Yay! I need to unsubscribe and go subscribe again. It's only 1,700 square feet, but the outside looks huge. That's it? Only 1,700? That looks more like it's like 3,000. Maybe it's just because of how it's perched on the side there. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, that thing looks really, really big. Congratulations, Andy. Good job. Woohoo! Go, Andy! Gear Runner says 301 now. See? Now you're just getting carried away. 28 feet to the peak from the living room floor. Oh, so I guess, yeah, I forgot. It does have vaulted ceilings. So, I mean, that's
where it cuts out the room.
Yeah, that takes out all the livable space. Very true.
Imagine that Christmas tree.
Yeah, you plant it in the house. Brandon says, congrats, Gear. Awesome, Gear. Thank you, Justin. Congrats, Andy. It's not possible. Gear had 500 yesterday. I don't know what to tell you.
Supplies.
Gear Runner says, thank you, Rob, Brandon, Mike, Jack. I'd like to thank the Academy. Rob Nation says, I saw 2 new subs, Corvette Rob and some cat called Throb Nation. Gear Runner says, LOL, Justin, it has been a fast ride. Real fast ride. Gear Runner says, I should wear a dust mask when I am sanding cedar wood. You should really wear a dust mask whenever you're sanding. Honestly.
I'm gonna pack my lunch for tomorrow.
Rebel Rouser says, awesome Rob. Renaissance Man says, that Reax is a tank. The second pick, I have it look like the blade gets buried in the aluminum brake. That's good. If it does what it's supposed to do, if you keep your finger, you're good, right? Gear says, thanks, Rob. Dan says, what's up, Jimmy? How are you this fine day? Throb Nation says, LOL. Not sure that I got 3,000, though. But you were close.
Can you hold this?
Jack says, I'm killing him mimicking Andy. Gear Runner says, you probably did. Dan says, hey, Jack, aren't you glad you're done finishing up these code machines? Yeah, I don't have time for that. I really don't.
You do have time for that.
I
Choose not to.
Yeah, I have time for it, but I would prefer not to. You're always 3,000 to us, Rob. Or 500, or 1, first, last, middle. Yeah. Rebel.
Twice, 3 times a lady.
Yeah. Rebel Rouser said, did you ever get the rotor fixed? Me? No, I did not. Gear Runner says, Richard Gardner says, Gear Runner did. You know that Ryan Reynolds walked out after the making of Deadpool 1 with the suit on, and he even slept in the bed next to his wife with it on. Well, that's just creepy.
Bailey.
It's okay, puppy. Come.
Thanks for letting me know my blanket's dry.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Gear Runner says, it is funny, Jack. Wait until he mimics my ASMR. LOL. Yeah, I might do that in comments, though. I'll put it in all small letters. Thanks, Mike. I feel kind of special. You are. You're special to all of us, Rob. Renaissance says, Brian, oh yeah, Bosch needs to do something. They have a warehouse somewhere full of table saws. Yeah, I wonder if we could get them really cheap. You know, if maybe they just take the stickers off of them, and what do you think? N3QDZ says, yo, yo, yo. Mike says, Matt. What's up, Matt? How you doing, sir? Gear Runner says, I didn't, Gardner. That's too funny. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Matt, how are you? Jack says, Dan, yes, sir, I'm done. It takes a long time, especially if they are not up to code. I see what he did there. Renaissance Man says, like the warehouse in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I bet. Gear Runner says, hey, Matt. Mike Roten says, blue gold, Runny, blue gold. Yes, I agree. That would be some good money there. Yeah, exactly, Renaissance Man. The brakes on the saw stops the blade, but then the blade is useless. You know what? I'd rather put out $100 for a new blade or $150 for a new blade than get my finger sewed back on, honestly.
Are you sure?
I'm
I
sure.
don't know. I'm going to debate that.
Richard Gardner says the new Batmobile is a real military vehicle. Well, I'm glad our government spent money on something wise this time. They made a movie with it too, so at least now we know it got some use. Matt says, back from camping in the mud, not fun whatsoever. Yo, Gear. Actually looked like you were having a good time. I mean, you had a drain right there and everything. Rebel Rouser says, happy to see you on IG, Brandon. Renaissance says, "Hey Matt, haven't seen you in a while." Yo Rebel, says Matt. Dan says, "Hey guys, I'm going to pop out for a little bit. If you guys are still on, I'll come back in. If not, I'll see you next Sunday. Take care, have a good night." And he's back.
See you on Wednesday.
See you, sir. Brandon says, "Thanks at Rebel Rouser." Richard Gardner says, "Deadpool's face looks like an avocado."
I love avocados.
There you go. Mike Wrighton says, "Brandon on IG?" Question mark. Hey Mike, see you Dan. I think I followed you, Mike. Night Dan, have a good night, Dan. It's a Prius, Jack. LOL. Says Gear. Renaissance Man says, "You on IG now?" That was fast. It took me a week to figure that out. Really? You couldn't put in your email address and make a password?
I don't believe that.
Richard Gardner says, "Courtney, I like the shirt."
Thank you.
Rebel Rouser says, "LOL." Gotcha, Brando. Gear says, "I've made my wife food before. She's just looked at it and walked out of the door and went somewhere else. It was good too, but could she tell what it was?" I mean, I've eaten food that didn't really look all that great, but tasted awesome. So I mean, I was on IG a long time ago and got tired of it, so I deleted it. Just made a new account. Rebel says, "Awesome." Jack says, "Glad you guys are making me laugh. It's been a while. Good therapy for me." Well, I'm glad, Jack. I'm glad we can make you smile. Gear Runner says, "I'm more active on IG than any social media." Yeah, maybe. Richard Gardner says, "Gear, keep a lookout for the Star Wars Tumblr that my sister made for me that I will post on Instagram when she gives it to me. I'd like to see it." Rebel Rouser says, "What, Gear? What? What do you mean?" Renaissance Man says, "Hey Jack." Gear Runner says, "Glad we can help, Jack. Got a bolt, peeps. I'll have a gear kind of night." Well, you have a nice night, Rob. Thank you for stopping by. And enjoy. Get some sleep. Gear Runner says, "Will do, Gardner." Bye, Throb, says Jack. Renaissance says, "Later, Throbber." So does Mike and Gear and Rebel. Gear Runner says, "Yep, Justin, she doesn't like me. Not at all. Not one bit. Not one iota."
What's one iota?
I don't know.
Okay.
Brendan says, "Renaissance Man, the lawsuit allowed distributors who already had the salt on order or in stock the ability to sell that inventory." Well, that was nice of them. Exactly. I hope the Cedar Closet clients have me enjoy them while I cut 10 years off of my life ingesting that dust. Well, just use a mask. Richard Gardner says, "Gear Runner, I like you as the Punisher, and that is it." Rebel Rouser says, "I know someone who's throwing a Venom party in honor of the movie and Halloween." Well, that sounds like they're going a little overboard.
Oh, come on.
There's a lot of roof, but not much house. Oh, well, that would explain it then. Gear Runner says, "Thanks, Gardner." Renaissance Man says, "Brando, oh yeah. Surprised that they didn't have to ship them back to Bosch." Now that I'm very surprised about also, but it was nice of them, because maybe they had faith that they were going to fail and that it wouldn't be an issue and they wouldn't even compete. I don't know. All the angles are expensive, Mike. All of them. Rebel Rouser says, "Is there a basement, Mike?" Yep, Rebel, and 7 different roof lines. Well, that sucks. Oh, and
I bet it looks amazing though.
and 16 corners. Wow. 16 corners.
I like 16 candles.
That's ridiculous.
Peanut, that litter box is clean. Don't give me attitude.
Rebel says, "Holy crap." just as Courtney's talking about the crap in the litter box.
Yep.
Richard Gardner says, Mike, are you going to put energy efficient metal roof on the house or what? What are you going to do? Renaissance Man says, I allow clients only 3 corners per room. Anything over 3 is custom. Well, Rennie, everything you do is custom, so I don't understand that comment. But I know when you say custom, it's capital letters, which means they're capital numbers too. Mike Roten says, yep, metal roof, but I'm not doing it. Too old and fat for roofing. LOL. Yeah. But hey, look at it this way. If you do it on the day after it rains, you'll have a soft landing because there's a lot of mud on that property. Rebel Rouser says, what did you all have for dinner? Courtney made shells.
Woo! And green beans.
Mike Roten had chili mac soup. That actually sounds pretty good. Richard Gardner says, I would love to try and make a wood box to put an engagement ring in. They're actually really easy. Rebel Rouser says, chili mac?
Hun, you should totally do a video on that.
Yeah, I can do one for you. A nice little box, finger joints.
Yeah. Do that.
After I get these next 12 projects done.
Yeah.
Renaissance Man says, look at Gardner, energy efficient metal roof. I didn't know Triobi dabbled in roofing. Hey, they're all ASM certified, aren't they? Gear Runner says, you're getting engaged, Gardner? Chili and macaroni. Sounds good, Mike. Raymond Dolan says, bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you, sir. Have a nice night. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy Halloween. If that's your kind of day. Rebel Rouser retracted a message. Mike Roten says, bye, Raymond. See you, Raymond from Gear. Rebel retracted another one. Richard Gardner said, I would love to have some live edge black walnut bookcases made by the Amish. Well, you know what, Richard? I would too.
Pay for it.
Yeah, but I would make them myself.
It wouldn't be by the Amish.
Yeah, and I don't want to pay the Amish.
Renaissance
Renaissance
pay the
Man.
Amish prices.
Exactly.
Okay.
I had Netflix and chili. I think I'm doing it wrong. Yes, you are, sir. Later, everyone. Have a good night. Rebel retracted every one of his messages for a while. I don't know what's going on. Renaissance Man says, I asked for a location of that warehouse. They wouldn't tell me. And later, Brando, Gear Runner. Let's see. I'm not on live chat again. That's why. Jesus. Every time I get booted out. That's why.
You gonna be alright?
Brandon says, later, everyone. Have a good night. See you, Brando. I asked for the location later, Brando. Have a good evening, Brandon. Renaissance Man says, Gardner, I will get married. We will never see you again. You will be missed. You will be missed.
It'll be a sad day in YouTube.
Yes. It'll be, what's a Richard Gardner? Mike Roten says, she's a very lucky lady, Rennie. Very. Renaissance Man says, if I get married, Renaissance Man, if I get married, I will still be here so you can make fun of my Ryobi tools. She begs to
Bailey.
differ. Oh my God, I spy fresh bread.
Oh my goodness, it's my
Was
favorite.
that olive loaf?
No.
Oh,
I almost
it's-
got the olive loaf, but it's my favorite. Sourdough.
Hate it.
Love it. It smells extra sour too.
Yeah, that's probably why I thought it was olive loaf.
A roast beef sandwich for lunch tomorrow.
Renaissance Man says, Roten, I don't know if I consider being kidnapped and held against my will lucky. Well, hey, it depends on who kidnaps you. Bill Gates,
Sure.
that Virgin Mobile guy, I mean. Mike Roten says, it's code, Rennie. It's all code. Gardner says, before you get married, I am betting your bride to be. Good luck. I want a cutting board of the Scottish flag, but it will cost me $89 for it. Well, if I made it for you, it would be a whole hell of a lot more than that. Edge, the Ryobi cordless sanders are good. You know what? I was thinking about that, but me and Courtney were talking about how I need a more dustless sanding system, and I know what you're going to say, Rennie, and yes, I need a Rotex. I do. But I can't afford one. Vikings 13, Saint 7. Richard Gardner says, Renaissance LOL. Mike Roten says, gotta go, guys. You all have a great week. You also, sir.
You too, dude. Thanks for coming.
Everybody's saying goodnight to Mike. Thanks for the laughs. Killing it, Mike. Joseph says, later, WRX. Dolphin Odyssey. I don't know what that is, there, Rebel.
The turtle and
A dolphin.
sure that's not an airplane.
I don't know. It looks like a turtle and a dolphin.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now.
I mean, I don't know how something land and air could even be in the same thing. I don't know.
I think somebody's talking trash.
yeah.
You better watch himself.
Yeah, it took me like 13 comments to get that out. Jack says, bye, Mike. Have a good night, Mike. I am going to try and have a Gear Runner kind of day this weekend. Well, hopefully you succeed in that, Richard. Renaissance Man says, I have a big idea for Gardner. I'm going to make him famous. Just have to work out some logistics. If you're going to do that, call me. We'll work out some on my side, too. Gear Runner says, LOL, Gardner. Not sure that's a good thing. LOL. Festool or Merca? I have heard they are better. Depending on what you're using it for. I just need a good sander. I mean, my Ryobi works fine. It does. But I need something that can collect dust at the same time. So, like the one I had, it's the square pad one, then I also have the mouse. But the mouse doesn't really work. It works great for getting in little detail areas. I like it for that. My square one worked, it's like a square orbital one almost. So that worked good, but, unless you put holes in all your sandpaper or buy their special sandpaper, it doesn't really work. And I really don't feel like doing that. So I want to get, I really want to get an orbital one, but a good one. I don't want to keep buying stuff. So I want to get a good one that's going to last me a while. Edge, the Bosch corded orbital sander that I have is the best for collecting dust. There you go. I'll look into that.
I didn't do anything. Come here, Bailey.
Rebel Rouser says, it's a jet, duh. Sorry, look like a porpoise. Renaissance Man says, I have great news for you, Edge. Makita makes a knockoff Rotex 6-inch, though. $100 less than Festool. Alright, if I was going to spend that much for a sander, I would probably just buy the Festool. Honestly. 6-inch isn't worth it. What are you doing to him?
Nothing.
Rebels retracting more messages. Renaissance Man says the Merca is lower profile, gets into tighter spaces. Don't know if it has the belt sanding option. You know what? And that's one of the reasons why I was looking into like a multi-purpose one, something that would fit all my needs. So rather than having 6 different sanders to do one job, So, all right, guys, we're at the end of this. We're almost 3 hours in. So I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. Everybody have a really good weekend. And the Bosch corded orbital sander costs $69. I'll look into it, Richard. So, hope you guys are going to have a nice weekend. And don't forget, I will see you all next Sunday.
Or
Same
Wednesday.
time. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Or Wednesday.
Or maybe Wednesday. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. So, guys, hope you all had a good weekend, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Good night, guys.